welcome. We are live. You are just in time for this wonderful, entertaining magazine sports show. The best, of course, in East and Central Africa in the world. This is Sports Extravaganza. My name is Tony Kwalanda. For the next of about 2 hours and 40 minutes, this is the place we'll be, where we shall be giving you the very best in terms of sports across different disciplines. Majorly, of course, later on this particular program, we shall also be taking you to Mexico, Canada, and the United States of America, where, of course, we are on the tail end, or at the tail end of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Tonight, of course, at midnight, we shall be having the third place playoff. That is France versus England. And we understand that the two coaches were like, we don't feel like playing this third place playoff, but they have to play one way or the other, or they face sanctions. That game, of course, will be at midnight. Then the big one will be on Sunday from 10 p.m. Kenyan time. That is Spain versus Argentina. That's a little bit later on this particular program. We would like, of course, you to be part of this show. This show is by you, for you. And of course, by everything aspect around this particular show is ni wewe ndio unafaa contribute kwa hii particular show, whether virtually, whether physically, whether on phone calls, whether our SMS. All avenues are there available for you to be part of this show. SMS number is 22047. We are also live on our website, tv47.digital, where you can watch both on TV, on your phone, on your laptop, on everywhere, tv47.digital. And also, you can also catch us on our Facebook page, that is TV47 Digital and TV47 Kenya. We are also on YouTube, TV47 Kenya. Live, we have the comment section there also for you as well. Our phone lines also are open for you, 0795 045 864. That's where you can call us and be part of this particular show. And also our WhatsApp number is also available for you. That is 0793 267 279, where you can send your voice note, you can send your video note, and your message. Now, just before we just introduce my very important guests, because we have a very important big championship that will be happening in the United Kingdom, where our entire contingent team, Kenya, is of course currently headed there in batches. We want you to have a say in this question of the day. And it's of course tied a little bit to the World Cup, FIFA World Cup in United States of America. We are asking you, of course, between, you know, what's happening, of course, we're getting on the tail end of this particular World Cup. Which team do you think will win the FIFA 2026 World Cup, and why? Spain is playing Argentina in the final of the FIFA World Cup. Which team do you think will emerge victorious? And tell us why you think so. Get, of course, on Facebook. Enda huko kwote, tuma, piga, engage. We should be able to share them live on this particular show. But first of all, you know, the FIFA World Cup is, of course, setting the stage. The FIFA World Cup is just a curtain raiser for a huge, big tournament, very significant for Kenya. Kenya will be right there. That is, of course, our World Cup in terms of athletes and athletics and, of course, track and field events. This is the 2026 Commonwealth Games. This particular event will be held in a wonderful country by the name Scotland. It will be in a beautiful city by the name Glasgow. Remember, Scotland were in the World Cup, the FIFA World Cup, and you know how much and how exciting the team itself was, as well as how big and impactful their fans were at the FIFA World Cup. You can imagine now, Kenya is in Glasgow, Scotland, for the 2026 Commonwealth Games. And of course, to speak about this, we have the Secretary General of the National Olympic Committee of Kenya, our very good friend. I was about to say my very good friend, because, however, my producer will be on my case, but our very good friend, Bwana John Ogolla. Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
It's good to see you. Na najua Bwana SG Wanok alisema mambo ya football ashughulikange nayo, lakini nimemwambia unaweka tu kwa mapafu, unapumua in and out, unasonga nazo. SG, hii mambo ya football ulisema hapana. But una hosting president wangu Hussein Mohamed.
Kwa sasa kwa World Cup
yes.
Na concentrate na Commonwealth Games.
Yes. Karibu sana for that. Of course, and I know already we having several teams that are already going there in batches, in different groups. for, of course, we shall be participating in about several disciplines. Are they 12 or around?
Yes, 12
about
events.
12 disciplines.
Yes.
We have over 90 athletes and so on. Tell us about the whole contingent. How many are we? Which kind of events are we going to participate? And where do we expect to kuvuna? Karibu.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for hosting me this afternoon.
Anytime.
Yes, and as you've said, at the moment, our focus is on Commonwealth.
Correct.
Not World Cup, because Kenya is not there. But we believe we'll end up there one day.
2030 or 2034.
And the under-17 starlets.
There, yeah, the junior starlets, of course, are there.
So in terms of 2026 Commonwealth Games, our contingent is comprised of 91 athletes.
Yes.
About 37 technical officials.
Yes.
We have about 12 management. Then, of course, a few members from the government.
Yes.
Looking at around 170 entire contingent. We'll be participating in 12 disciplines.
Yep.
12 disciplines and yes, 12 disciplines. That inclusive of the able and the para.
Yeah, the para.
So we have athletics as our main, with about 52 athletes.
That's correct.
Yeah, 49 athletes. No, 47 athletes. No, let's just go with 52 and officials.
Officials, okay.
Yes, and then we have swimming, we have boxing, bowling, we have cycling, weightlifting, basketball 3-on-3, and then basketball wheelchair, and then we have also para cycling and para powerlifting. So in total we have 12 disciplines that we'll be showcasing in Glasgow. Yeah.
And of course I remember just before the first batch of teams left, the British High Commissioner to Kenya, His Excellency
Both, yes.
Bo, yes, was able, of course, to host part of the squad or the contingent that will be that is, of course, headed to Glasgow at his official residence in Nairobi, and there was, of course, a replica. There was a souvenir, of course, you gave His Excellency the High Commissioner.
Yes.
There was also that engagement where, of course, the government was able to commit in supporting this particular event, where, of course, I was able to see Bwana Kipchumba Ruto, who was there to represent the CS for sports and the PS for sports. Let's start, of course, from that gesture by the High Commissioner to host part of the team. And what did that mean, of course, for the squad?
Yeah, we were invited for a dinner by the British High Commissioner, and that was a very good and nice gesture as a send-off.
Yes.
We are going to the UK.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, so we are hosting him here in Kenya, and he'll be hosting us back there during the Commonwealth Games.
Yes.
So it was a very nice gesture to have athletes, share, get some relaxation after the trainings, the busy days.
Yes, yes.
And as a ceremony, a send-off ceremony.
Yes.
And of course, Kenya and Britain, of our historical background, that was nice to show that we're still friends, we're still ready to work together, and they're still ready to support us. And as Team Kenya, we really appreciated that. And of course, we thank the High Commissioner for doing that. And we're inviting other people to come and, motivate the team, support them. Not even by hosting dinners, there are so many things that they need in terms of equipment, sanitary, sanitary wares and food.
Yes.
We had Brookside the other day, came to the camp and donated over 3,000, packets of milk. And milk is very essential for any athlete.
True.
Yeah, and we are still talking to more and more sponsors. So our door is open. Anybody who's willing to be part and parcel of Team Kenya, to support Team Kenya, they're welcomed. Replica, you mentioned the
signed. That's national team.
We solely rely on the government to support Team Kenya.
Yes.
But we're also trying to reach out and try to find ways and means on how we can raise money.
Yeah, okay.
So we're trying to come up with merchandise that we can sell and generate some money to support Team Kenya. It's a process. Most people only get to know of the Commonwealth when the event is there, the 10 days that the event will take place.
Yes.
But it's a long process. It's a journey that starts, way back 2 years or a year before. Yes. There's some teams that had to go through qualifiers for them to make it to the games, and then there are open slots. So open slots means the games management will tell you, for example, in boxing, bring 2 or 3 or 4. in this category. So they specifically tell you how many and what to bring. But there are events that you have to go through a qualifier for you to be able to take part. Yeah, so the sports that had to go through the qualifiers are weightlifting, I think cycling, about 3, 4. The rest were open qualification.
Okay.
Yeah.
And of course, I remember you mentioned about the support that you receive, of course, from the private sector. And recently, just sticking also still at the residence of the High Commissioner, you are there together with the President of the National Olympic Committee of Kenya, Bwana Shadrack Maluki. Please pelekee salamu zangu, rafiki yangu mzuri sana. I was able, of course, to meet him in that particular event. And of course, I'm mentioning him in terms of being the leader of the NOC, in terms of this entire group that is going to the Commonwealth Games. But also I'm looking at that particular event also whereby you also mentioned about the National Olympic Committee Foundation.
Yes.
You're looking about the welfare of the athletes. There is that foundation. You've mentioned, of course, a private sector is coming up, and there's this particular foundation under the leadership of Shadrack Maluki, President. Of course, you're trying to ensure that besides just them participating in the Commonwealth Games, I mean, there is a pathway from upper, wakicheza, and life after.
Yes. Yeah, it's a great concern to all Kenyans. You see, most of the time athletes come on television saying, I represented the nation.
Yes.
Yeah, and if you look at their condition or their situation, it's not something that is pleasing to the eyes of Mwananchi, or even to us who are in the sports management. Now, as National Olympic Committee of Kenya, we're trying to work with other groups or other sponsors and figure out or come up with a way on how we can support athletes during and even after their active play, them being active in sports. Because this is a very big challenge. Even at IOC level, it's a concern. Recently, IOC came up with a fund that will support all the Olympians. You'll be given $10,000 US to support you. If you want it for training, if you want it for education, if you want it for anything you want it for, as long as you justify, you give a plan, and they see that that plan can work.
Yes.
So anybody who goes to, who will participate in any Olympics from Milano in December will be eligible for $10,000 US just to ensure that any Olympian is taken care of. Yeah. So as National Olympic Committee, we're also trying to see how do we or how can we put up a fund that can help athletes even after their active sessions in sports. So it's still a plan. We are talking to other people, other stakeholders, and once the plan is ready, we will, bring it out and explain how it works. Yeah, but it's a major concern.
Yeah, it is. And I remember, of course, there was also the time when your leadership, of course, under NOC, there was also where teams were being given grants a while back, of course, for preparations. Yes. Of course, we're already seeing these taking shape, so I'm sure definitely what you are working on as a committee of NOC definitely will just fit into already something that is already ongoing, because you're supporting either single athletes or teams and all that. And of course, I'm also talking about one of our, as we look at on the road to 2028, one of our star athletes, Angela Okutoi, who currently understand at least there are steps towards enabling her to actually achieve the points necessary for qualification for LA 2028. Of course, speaking around Angela Okutoi, and of course many other athletes, and of course towards Commonwealth Games, because Commonwealth Games is just a step towards, we're just getting into LA 2028. Yeah, because the journey started. Remember, I was with you at in Machakos County when there was that conversation with the presidents and ST towards LA 2028. Yes,
Tony, you know or not, maybe you don't know, but you being in sports, you should know this. For you to be able to participate in LA 2028, it's a process.
Yes,
and it started the day Paris ended.
Ended, correct.
Yeah, qualification process started in 2024. So it's not just, you just don't wake up one day and say that I'm good, like you've mentioned Angela. Angela needs to accumulate over 500 points which you cannot accumulate in a month or in a year. You have to consistently play and consistently play well so that you earn those points.
Yes.
Otherwise, you can be number 1 in Africa and you don't meet that threshold, you will not make it to the Olympics. Likewise, other sports, even weightlifting, they have started their qualifier process.
Yes.
World athletics, they go by time,
Yep.
and they tell you for you to make it through these games, you must be within this time frame.
Yes.
So everybody's chasing time. Yeah.
So that's
And you see, at the end of the day, we are given 3 slots in every event in the Olympics. So the 3 will be on top are the ones. Of course, the trials have also to be done here, and the trials are done based on your time. So it's a long process, and it's a tedious process. So as National Olympic Committee, we come in to support where we can. Of course, the government is also has been very, very supportive. They have supported teams to the qualifiers, and that is the expensive part of this process. Many people only see the 10 days or the 20 days, the 2 weeks of the event.
yes.
But in the background, a lot of work goes into play.
Yes.
A lot of traveling, a lot of competitions, a lot of training, a lot of support, a lot of So it needs a lot of money, and that's why we are reaching out to many stakeholders, just to make them understand that it's not the 2 weeks or the 1 week that you see. What we need support on is the process, because if you do not have a clear and a well supported process, you will end up with no one in the Olympics. Yet everybody wants to see you in the Olympics. And of course, being at the Olympics, it's not just being in the Olympics. You need to be there to be competitive, just participate and win, or even do well, not just sending people for the sake of sending people.
Yes.
So the government is working with us. They're really supporting us. We're also working together alongside other stakeholders, Nike, Commonwealth Games Federation, the sponsors who are coming on board in whatever way. Some in small, some are big. We are talking to Safaricom, we are talking to KBL, we are talking to many guys, so that in our way or in our pathway to LA, we have good support and we have a clear plan on how we're going to do it. So yes, the points must be gotten, the times have to be achieved, and then the slots, the positions. Some goes by ranking, maybe number 1 and 2, or number 1 in a category. Some it's timing, some it's the point. So each sport has its own pathway, and that is established by the International Federation alongside IOC, with IOC. So it's not National Olympic Committee that decides that we want to take 200 or we want to take 400 or we want to take marathon only or weightlifting only. No. So the international federations sit down with IOC, they come up with that pathway, that process, and they give timelines from this date to this date. So within that window, if you've not made it, you're out. Yeah. And
of course, and I know, of course, you've highly spoken about the involvement of the government.
Yes.
And government, of course, is very critical for athletes, both internally and externally. And of course, even before we started this show, we were having a side show, a side chit-chat about the welfare of our athletes. Not to drag you into matters of football, of course, recently when our national team, football team, ladies team, Harambee Starlets were, of course, headed to France before they go to the Africa Cup of Nations. There were jitters around allowances. I hope you've arrested that situation in Team Kenya. And of course, how has the government been involved? Because, at the end of this show, athletes will come to us, or they normally speak to us, and they say, oh, Tony, the president says our allowance is 200, but they have given us $60. Officials have eaten my $140. That has to be clear.
There's usually issues around allowances, but unfortunately the government goes by a circular that is originated from the Salaries and Remuneration Commission. The one that is being used currently was done in 2016, SARA-SAREM.
Yes.
Yeah, Salaries Remuneration Commission.
Yes,
so you cannot pay outside that schedule. If they say you are paid locally 1,000 or 2,000 shillings or 3,000 shillings, that's what they have to go by. Because at the end of the day, that's what the auditor will use to audit the books. If the president makes a pronouncement and a circular is not done to make a follow-up with the relevant department or commission or ministry to make it a policy, then the government officials or officers who are in charge of finance cannot just pay by that. So it's a concern, and it's a conversation that has been going on. Not today. I remember 2022 we had a similar conversation, trying to work with the Parliament, trying to work with the Ministry of Sports, you know, to take it through the Salaries and Remuneration Commission to revise the rates. So it's a conversation that is going on, but unfortunately, as at now, we're still using the 2016 rates.
Because I remember in 2024 we had the same conversation. Of course, I'm looking at the Olympics in 2024 Paris. The president made an announcement. I think some athletes were happy, others were not happy, because I know it was at the heat of the moment. We had performed extremely very well. 2024, now it's 2 years. How is that conversation? I mean, for the sake of the audience who are like, okay, now we are still using the one for 2016.
It's a tough conversation, and you know the way the government works. The government has its own procedures and bureaucracy on how they do things. So until that is done, there's nothing that can be done. Even if I would wish, or you would wish, that people be paid, you know, better or better allowances. But it has to go through that process. That's the unfortunate thing. It can only be worked at the government level, as we can only, you know, recommend, and you know, we did recommend. I think there was an exercise that was done. I think that 2 years ago we were asked for recommendations, and we did give in our recommendation, but unfortunately that has not materialized. So what is being used is the 2016.
Of course, I know if you're joining us, I have the Secretary General of the National Olympic Committee of Kenya. That is, of course, John Ogolla. He, of course, to share about a very important championship. That is, of course, the 2026 Commonwealth Games. That will be held from the 23rd to the 2nd of August, 23rd July to the 2nd of August. You can imagine, of course, the World Cup is ending on the morning of 20th July. 2 or 3 days later, Kenya will be taking center stage in Glasgow, Scotland, in different disciplines. About over 10 disciplines that Kenya are participating in, and Kenya has always performed extremely very well in terms of the number of medals they bring back home. And of course, that's a conversation we're having. And just one last question, of course, as we wind up this conversation on the Commonwealth Games with the Secretary General of the National Olympic Committee. Of course, here with the, under the blessings, or from the blessings of the President of the National Olympic Committee, that is Shadrack Maluki. Bwana SG, the pressure, don't say the pressure, but athletes are expected to perform. And I was with the likes of course, during that dinner, my very good friend Javelin Star, our legend in Javelin, that is Julius Yego. Yes, amongst other athletes, both para. I was, of course, with some of the other para, the power lifters who have also hosted here. They were very happy to have qualified, of course, for the Commonwealth Games. How do you think the performance will be compared, of course, to our last Olympics? And remember, after now, this particular Commonwealth Games, the calendar is very busy. We are getting the youth games again.
Yes.
Muko very busy.
Actually, before the youth games, we have Zone 5 games in Kenya from August 24th to 27th.
Wow.
So then immediately, then the youth Olympic Youth Games in Dakar. So in terms of preparation, I have to confess that this time we've had one of the best preparations. The government has supported us for 35 days in the local camp, which is a very good, in terms of performance. Yes. And the experts that we've also involved in terms of preparing and working with the teams and the athletes. And of course, I had mentioned before the stakeholders, the sponsors who've come on board. Kasarani is treating the athletes very well. We have nutritionists working with Kasarani, and everybody is, their diet is monitored, and the food that people are eating, you know, is balanced. We are not just eating. We have other experts like strength and conditioning that is working with athletes, trying to, you know, look at the weaknesses, you know, in terms of their sports and correcting. We have sports scientists who are working with athletes in terms of their rest, recuperation, and very, very many things. We have even mental specialist or skills specialist who is trying to motivate and trying to teach our athletes on how to handle pressure, and of course, plus others, the coaches now, the technical, the medics, and so the preparation has been very well and has been very well supported. And I believe if we continue on this path as a nation, we will be able to perform very well. Our coaches are getting more enhanced, upskilled. We've had technical conferences for our coaches, and we'll continue having more towards 2028. Because, as you know, that's an area that we've not paid a lot of attention in. But at current National Olympic Committee is paying a lot of attention in terms of technical capacity of our coaches. Because without good coaches, or without good coaching knowledge or professional qualifications, and certifications, then that we cannot, make our athletes perform. The world is catching up with us. All these teams, all these countries that are defeating us, 5,000, 10,000 pledges, whatever. They all train here with us.
Yes.
They all train here with us. They come and get an hotel here in Iten, and throughout the year they are here.
They're with us. They train.
So they learn us. So unless we up our game, we can no longer rely on our talent, our natural talent.
The strength of the ugali.
Yes,
science now.
We have to use some science in terms of training, in terms of preparations, so that our athletes can perform at that level that we expect them to perform at. The government has supported us for the local camp. They have paid the allowances. This morning, I believe all the athletes have been paid, or were paid the allowances. Their morale is high. Those who've traveled, every money is wired into your account, so wherever you are, whether you traveled before yesterday or today, you still meet your money wherever you are. So in terms of morale, in terms of support, government, technical and tactical, we are in good space. And I believe if things goes on well the way we anticipate, we're going to do better than Birmingham 2022. And of course, our good performance was in India 2010, where we had about 35 medals. When we went to Scotland in 2014, we had 25. And when we came to Birmingham, we had 21. So we expect that with the kind of preparation that we've had this season, we should go beyond 21.
Okay.
Maybe take it to 26, 27.
Yes.
If everything goes on well. Because you all know that most of our medals come from the athletics.
Yes.
And we did our trials, and the best were chosen. And they've had enough time, humble time at Kasarani to prepare, well. So we believe they have recovered. Some time back, we used to do our trials today, and then within a week we're traveling, and then within the next 2 or 3 days you're competing. So there was not enough time for an athlete to recover. But this time around, in my own assessment, the time that they've had leading to the competition is sufficient for them to recover and be able to perform. Well done on that. Of course, we are very happy that we have positive, especially me, I was stuck there whereby the allowances have been sorted this morning. That was very important. They have been sorted this morning. I've
then
received calls, people have their allowances.
Yes.
And
whatever they do with it in Scotland, you remember what the British High Commissioner told you. Scotland is a very hyper place, very fun. So don't finish all your money. You might be needing it to use it back at home. But of course, thank you very much, SG. And SG, there's just one concern as we wind up this talk, and of course my director will just be preparing something about motorsport. There's some cutaways about motorsport, especially for action for motorsport. Athletes normally during interviews, I think we have had this conversation for a long time. How are we, I know you're already as NOC, you're training some of athletes how to present themselves. Now, me, I'm in the opinion that kama Kiswahili, kama Kizungu ni ngumu, ongea Kikale. Kama Kizungu ni ngumu, ongea Kiluya. Yes. Kama Kizungu, ongea tu Kijaluo. Kama ni nini ngumu, ongea tu Kikabras. Kama ni ngumu, ongea tu Kiswahili.
Yes.
Where are we with that? Of course, in a minute. Because what we see on athletes, how they struggle to express themselves. And I'm sure these events have translators.
Yes.
Sorry to put you on the spot on this.
Not really. It's a concern to everybody. We've always advised athletes, please use that language that you are comfortable with. If they don't understand, that's not your problem. They should get somebody to translate because they're the ones interested in listening to you. Yeah, we see Spain or even people speaking different languages.
French, Spanish.
They speak their language and they have a translator. Nobody forces them to speak English. So it's just our athletes would also want to feel that they can speak English. But we've always told them, please use that language that you're comfortable with. Was it in Tokyo? One of our athletes just spoke Ekale, and Lilian Odira just spoke Luo, and people were happy. Yeah, it's only that sometimes we don't really, maybe it's the way we've been brought up. We don't feel that when you speak your own language, you are good enough for you. Let me say you're up there in the social status, but be whoever you are.
Speak your language.
What is important is what you did in the field,
Correct.
not what you say. Yeah, we can always work it out later. Yeah, so it's something we have brought in media guys. We've told them, teach them how to handle interviews, and of course speak the language that you're comfortable
with.
Yes, we should be proud of our culture, whether it's Luya, Luo, Kalenjin. You say it. Yeah,
I'm happy to hear that.
yeah, because it's not the language; it's the skill that we're looking at. We are not in a communication class or a debate class, so.
That's a bonus. Speaking to them is a bonus. You've already done what you've done in pitch.
Yeah. If it were a language, then they wouldn't be coming to Kenya.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
They would be going to English, to England or other countries.
Yes.
Yeah. So we keep on encouraging them, and we will keep on encouraging them to speak and converse in a language that they feel
very comfortable with.
Yes.
Asante sana. The National Olympic Committee of Kenya, Secretary General John Ogolla, of course, here to paint the beautiful picture about how Kenya, where we are in terms of the 2026 Commonwealth Games that will be starting or beginning on the 23rd of July all the way into early August in a beautiful country, Scotland, in the city of Glasgow, where athletes will be participating in basketball, wheelchair, gymnastics, ball, boxing, judo, netball, swimming, para-swimming, cycling, weightlifting, all those athletics, of course, will be part of the menu. And Kenya, of course, is expected to take the center stage. So thank you very much, National Olympic Committee, of course, for really ensuring that athletes receive the best in terms of preparations. And now we wait, of course, for them to harvest all those medals, and then, of course, to welcome them back here in early August after they have done Kenya proud on the international stage. So thank you so much, Bwana Secretary General, for your time and also for your insights of where, of course, Team Kenya is in terms of the Commonwealth Games. Asante sana.
Thank you so much.
Karibu sana. Of course, we always feel welcome here. Pia hapa, this is the home of Radio 47, is the home of Cape Studios, is the home of Digital 47. So feel at home.
Asante sana.
Thank you so much.
Tarudi.
Asante, Tarudi. This is Sports Extravaganza, Tony Kwalanda here. We just want to leave you, just before I let my guests leave, we just want to leave you with some action cuts of motorsport, that is rally. And of course, I'll be telling you why I'm showing you this particular action cuts of motorsport rally, because something very significant happened yesterday here in Kiambu County in terms of the leadership of motorsport in Kenya. Just have a look at it. Of course, I'll come back to explain exactly why we are showing you those images. Those are just some of the images of course, the last bit of the cars were those cars that participate in the East Africa Safari Classic Rally. And the reason why, of course, we have those images is because we have a new era in motorsports. Remember, there is a new federation of motorsport currently in Kenya. The Kenya Motorsport Governing Body, called Motorsports Kenya, MK Federation, was officially, of course, I remember the papers and paperwork was already finished. Now they did the elections at one of the hotels here in Kiambu County, and now we have new officials. Let's take some of the images of this event that took place at the Windsor Golf Hotel and Country Club in Kiambu County, where the president of the new president is known as Altaf Ganatra, who is now the president, and then of course will be the deputized, or the vice president will be Carl Flash Tundo. These of course are legends in motorsport, where I'm requesting for those images of that new era of motorsport at Windsor. So these of course are the images. Unaweza punguza tu sauti niongelelee juu. So of course that's Carl Tundo. These the images of the people that you're seeing here was at this particular event. And these are some, for example, you'll see these are members of Motorsports Club from different regions in the country. We have also legends in motorsports who are this event. And just to say exactly the highlight of this event is, as I'd said, Altaf Ganatra is the president, the new president of Motorsports Kenya Federation. Then vice president is Carl Flash Tundo. The secretary general is Eric Bengi, and the treasurer is Sangita Gohil. That's of course the current leadership of this particular new federation. Elections done, and they were witnessed. Remember, I'm being told that it was overseen by the sports registrar, that is Mrs. Rose Wasike, and we had the returning officer, Mr. Frederick Ejore, who definitely was overseeing this particular exercise to ensure that it was a concrete election that was done to ensure these officials now get the full mandate to run motorsports in Kenya. Remember, they will be having 4 years to serve, and the Secretary General, Eric Bengi, will have a daunting task to select a secretariat that will be, of course, be able now to run the affairs of this event, of this particular federation. So the person, of course, you can see there in specs on your left is Aslam Khan, a legend, of course, in the East Africa Safari Classic Rally. And I remember, of course, my first ever Safari Classic Rally to cover was under the leadership of Aslam Khan. I remember back in the day when I was still starting to cover motorsport, I was given an opportunity to cover the Classic Rally, of course, through Aslam Khan, amongst many other motorsport legends. I cannot even name all of them, but you can clearly see just some of them who had actually come to witness this very important exercise here at Windsor. So as you've heard, we have new officials of the Motorsport Kenya Federation, and already they have 4 years that they are going to ensure they execute their mandate. And some, of course, of the very important highlights of this new federation is to ensure that the Kenya, the National Motorsport Federation, rather circuit of rallying, autocross, motocross, karting, enduro, all those motorsport events. So now this is the body governing motorsport in Kenya. We no longer have KMSF, that as it used to be known. We have now the Motorsport Kenya Federation. Now let me just request to hear from the president, that is Altaf Ganatra, after his election yesterday, of course, what plans he has for the next 4 years. Let's listen to the president, Bwana Ganatra.
So we do have a 4-year strategic plan that we have worked out. But again, the focus on that is, again, mostly on the youth. We were looking at skills development. We're looking at empowering. That's the dream to drive. Is going to empower people who can't afford motorsports and try and bring them into motorsports. We're looking at training not only drivers, but also organizers, mechanics, basically the whole infrastructure around motorsport. We want to empower them by training them better. We're looking at women. We want to also have more women in motorsports. That's another vision we have for the next 4 years, not only as drivers, but also in organization. As you know, women are the best at organization, so we need to use their skills there. We're also looking at environmental sustainability. That's another. We're looking at maybe how we can use alternative fuels for like hydrogen or maybe electrical as we move forward. So there's a lot to do in the next 4 or 5 years, but the most important, I think, will be in terms of the federation. We need to put checks and balances in place. We need to make sure the structures are in place. We need to make sure that everybody knows what they're doing, and nobody is stepping on anybody else's toes. In that way, after 4 years, we will have left this organization in a better place than it was.
That is the new president of Motorsports Kenya Federation, Altaf Ganatra. 4 years on you. All the best and congratulations, Mr. President. Now to the vice president of Motorsports Kenya, that is Carl Flash Tundo, who is also very key in terms of the World Rally Championship. Remember that particular secretariat, that particular organization that is meant to ensure that Kenya continues hosting one of the legs of the World Rally Championship. We engaged him. Carl Tundo, are we having WRC next season?
It's been a fantastic day. I can't believe that we are in a position now. We have a federation that's held its first elections. We have a team here that can drive motorsport for the future and for the next generation to have a structure and system that works for everyone. It's exciting. We're looking to drive youth in motorsport. You can already see the dream to drive that we want to build. We've got support through my position in WRC. If we can get the next chapter going, we've also got their support with SIFAO. We've got cars available. We've got donations that have been handed in. I think the general atmosphere is exciting for us all to move forward. Let's just move forward.
Yeah, let's move forward. Of course, we had a lot of issues in terms of the leadership. For the last, I think, 5 years or so, we had issues. However, it's always darkest before dawn. So, of course, that dark patch is over now. There's light at the end of that particular tunnel now. We can actually see light, and we are happy, of course, for our drivers, our participants, our marshals, our officials. I'm also excited because I mean that motorsport was a sport that I used to enjoy from the year 2008, 2009, sport that I've covered for a very long time when I was actually making inroads into sports. Now, still, of course, with the Vice President, Carl Flash Tundo. Of course, he mentioned some of the areas or some of the competitions. They will have a keen focus. And of course, building up from what the president said in terms of actually the recruitment of women or ladies into motorsport. Carl.
All forms of motorsport have been running. Let's just start there. We've had RX running for 3 years since there was no federation. We've had raids running. We've had tarmac events running. One thing we are lacking, I think, is karting and rallies. So we have a base. We have individuals that are willing to help run events. The rallies is easy now that the Autocross Plus has been running. You know, the great thing about the Autocross Plus is it's the stepping stone. Let's call it a club rally, a clubman's rally like they have in the rest of the world, where you can train people and navigators. So look, I don't think it's a hard. Everyone wants motorsport, and competitors all are jumping for events to get involved in. So,
congratulations to the new team at Motorsports Kenya Federation, led by President Altaf Ganatra, a very good friend of ours. I hosted them earlier this year, or of course I think just before the World Cup. I hosted them here as they made headway in terms of course making the paperwork right. Now we have a federation. Now we can actually relax and enjoy motorsport. Sasa watu wa Safari Rally, watu wa Vasha, niko na squad hapa, sitaki kuintroduce, nataka kuintroduce baadaye, but wanaanza rushwa. Kwanza kuna jamaa kwa hapa on the left hapa, anapenda watu kwenda sana Naivasha, anajulikana kama Mr. Matunda's finest. Danto anapenda kwenda Naivasha. Sasa najua amesikia vizuri sana akisikia kunaweza kwa motorsport imebaki hivi. Utaenda Hell's Gate nini next? Utaenda next. Itakuja.
Anapopita hapo nikienda Ocha. Kuna Naivasha.
Niko of course na the gang, my gang iko in the house as well. Of course watu wangu watakuwa wanapiga football na beat. Tumeguza tu kidogo tu hapo hivyo. But watch, before we get into football, let me just switch to basketball. The growth of women basketball in Kenya. Now, yesterday I was able to attend a clinic or a workshop or a camp for an age set or an age bracket of women or ladies who are participating in basketball. That event was a 2-day camp that happened, first of all, I understand, of course, at the Nya National Gymnasium, then went to Don Bosco, Pale Upper Hill. So let's take some of the pictures I was able to capture at Don Bosco for the growth of women basketball. Remember, this particular event brought women basketball or ladies from different basketball teams, both from the elite league, that is in the Premier League, and also from the other leagues that are, of course, have that mandate of nurturing basketball talent. Now, this, of course, was the Malkia Hoops Girls Basketball and Leadership Clinic. Now, this 2-day clinic was attended by a professional lady basketball player who features in an elite basketball team from Egypt. That's Alexandra, and her name is Asrar Maged. I think I got her name very well. So she was actually now the highlight of this particular clinic and camp and leadership clinic at both Gymnasium and also at Don Bosco. And I'm happy, of course, one of the Premier League women's teams in basketball were there. That is the Lightning Swish basketball team, led by the co-founder and also a coach as well, who also features for Nairobi City Thunder. That is Ariel Okal Koranga. And after this 2-day clinic, these young upcoming stars in basketball who will be playing for our Premier Leagues, who will be playing for the national team, who will be playing internationally, professionally, they were given very important skills, both mentally, physically, psychologically. Top other local basketballers were able to give their talks and train them about how to handle things on and off the court, especially because women, it's very key, of course, for this particular training. It's one of a kind. Remember, Ariel Okal recently won a very important award. That's a very important basketball African League BAL Ubuntu Trophy because of the efforts that he does beyond the court, beyond Nairobi City Thunder, in trying to give hundreds and thousands of girls an opportunity to play basketball, and through basketball get skills, get an education, and just improve their lives. And now you can see, of course, he went ahead really now to start this kind of clinics and starting in Nairobi. I can imagine he'll be doing them in Nyanza, he'll go to Western, he'll go to Coast, he will go to wherever. And he's partnering with professional basketball players from outside the country, in and out of the country. And for this particular occasion, there was one from Egypt, a professional player from Egypt, Asrar. Nilikuwa huko mimi mwenyewe. And of course, to get these particular images, just to show you how important this event was, especially for the growth of women basketball in Kenya. Let's listen into this professional lady basketball player, Asrar Maged.
I'm so happy to be part of it. The experience itself, it's really, really remarkable. I'm glad that I met the players, the Swiss team, and I'm happy that they like put me in being like a part of it. It's really amazing, and I'm glad that I did it. And I want to come again. I want to do that maybe many times. I want to encourage the girls, support them, and know that there's some people like actually care about them, and that I want to be like, I want to do that. So hopefully it's not gonna be my last time. Hopefully I'm gonna come again. And thank you all for having me, and for the Swiss team, of course, because they had that vision in the very first time we talked, and now I want to be part of it, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah, that is Asrar Maged. Just before we bring in the CEO Judith, of course, just before we bring the CEO Judith as they prepare that. Now, Asrar was able to share some lovely gifts from Egypt. I understand, of course, they were able to give, I think, the team Ariel, or part of the team of that particular event, a signed, branded jersey of this African star, Mo Salah. Si mbona sikupata hiyo image, nimeiona tu mahali kwa social media zao, but I think I missed it by a whisker. They were able to share, of course, pleasantries and goodies, of course, both from Egypt, and also alipeleka zingine pia huko Egypt. Amepelekea Mo Salah what, of course, we have given them. Now, let's just listen to the CEO of Anita Judith, who was behind the organization. Judith Masharia was behind the organization of the entire clinic. Judith.
They were having so much fun the past 2 days. They were able to engage in different conversations from mental health, how to deal with different pressures from their families, from school, you know, all sorts of things. And I feel these are things that are very important for any athlete who's looking to go pro, or even any young adult who's looking to shape up their lives. So I'm really hoping that, you know, we'll get to be able to do more of this, bring more athletes, or organize more of these camps, because at the end of the day, I feel like if we create more opportunities for young people to engage and interact with people from within their own space, they can learn from people, correct the mistakes that maybe their predecessors were not able to, just because they have their guidance. So I'm glad we were able to make this happen.
Judith Masharia, well done. S4D Foundation were behind this particular, just to remind you, the Malkia Hoops Girls Basketball and Leadership Clinic 2-day camp for upcoming stars. And of course, the stars are already in our Women's Premier League, led by one of the top teams in Women's Basketball Premier League, that is the Lightning Swish, under the leadership of Ariel Okal. Now, there was also a young lady, upcoming lady I had a conversation with, that is Brianna Jinak Ruku. I'm trying to remember the middle name. Niko nayo hapa. She's called, yes, Brianna Modoni Ruku. From Vikapu Elite Basketball Team. She scooped a lot of awards from this particular 2-day camp. And of course, I engaged her and asked her, of course, what was her highlight moment for this 2-day camp. And this was what she had to say.
Throughout this whole experience, I've just learned that teamwork is so important, as well as challenging yourself and putting yourself in situations where you feel uncomfortable so you're able to grow. I've also learned that basketball is a space where we can all, we can be ourselves, we can engage with each other. If you feel like you're down, your teammate will bring you up, and it's been a big highlight of this time that we've had here.
Modoni, endelea kupiga basketball. You're one, of course, those stars. I understand wewe ndio unapiga mavitu hapo kama guard mnoma sana. Now, also, we spoke to the founder, coach, and of course, the star behind the Lightning Swish women's basketball team. That's Ariel Okal Koranga. And of course, he was very excited. He was very emotional. And alikuwa very happy. Of course, I just managed to get about 20 seconds of his whole experience about this particular clinic.
We made it happen, and I don't know, I'll say it's just God. Having to host these girls, teach them about basketball, teach them about life. We had very beautiful Dr. Robina here giving a talk about sports psychology and all that. And those are the kind of things that we are striving to achieve with these young girls.
Now, also one of the players were the Lightning Swish, Shalon Gasheri Mwenda. Very excited. Remember, of course, they brought the women's team, the Premier that participate in the Premier League, to also be part of this particular clinic. And they were very happy to share their experiences with them. Shalon, how did you get to see this particular clinic?
Been wonderful interacting with different people from different backgrounds, age groups, and learning from them, and also teaching them what I know. They're so far, so good. I hope there's another camp like this.
And one last, of course, just before we get to the break, I spoke to the captain of the Lightning Swish, women's basketball team, Susan Jepleting, who was there. Also, at that particular event, there was assistant captain Lavenda Opondo was also there, amongst other Swiss basketball team players. So let's just listen into it was not very clear, but lazima captain angeongea. Susan.
What Astra has done is something amazing and inspiring, especially to having different generations here, from 13-year-olds to 24-year-olds. These certain camps were used, clinics used not to happen before, but now having these opportunities over and over again, it helps the growth of basketball here, not only here in Kenya, but also I think it motivates other countries also as what Astra is doing.
Thank you, Susan Jepleting, of course, and the entire team from, let me just, I know I'm supposed to go for a break, but let me mention that particular, the Malkia Hoops Girls Basketball and Leadership Clinic today, event that concluded yesterday at Bosco, Don Bosco in Upper Hill, here in the capital, Nairobi. This is Sports Extravaganza. Tony Kwalanda here. Niko na the gang. The gang wako hapa. Today I was educating them about motorsport, about basketball. Kina Selina walikuwa anachukua tu ma snapshot wakitumia mafrezo akisema venye baki iko fiti. I'm happy alichukua hapo hivyo. Tuko na Madheka, tuko na kina Kelong, tuko na kina Sawaga. We will be back to dissect about why do we have performances, 30-minute performances or 17-minute performances in the middle of a football game in the World Cup? And also, why do we have rings instead of trophies and medals? After this break, don't go away.
Lea Premium Flour, nurturing the world. Available in a store near you.
Did you know you deserve to earn royalties every time you...
From 11th June to 19th July, everything can wait. The FIFA World Cup 2026. Get DStv access for as little as 1,450 Kenya shillings today.
Steam Energy Drink. Cool, refreshing taste. Recharges your body and mind. Energy to help you keep going. Celebrate with Kenya's favorite energy drink. Now available at your nearest shop. Get yours today. Power up. Game on.
Welcome. This is Sports Extravaganza. Thank you for staying with us. Kuanzia saa 10 tulikuwa na SG wa NOK, Bwana John Ogola. Akatuambia mambo ya Commonwealth, watu wako sawa, watu wamedungwa kakitukao, wako fiti. Mimi nikafurahi. Nikakupeleka motorsport, tuko na new president, tuko na new vice president, tuko na secretary general, tuko na treasurer Bwana Mama Sangita Goil. Motorsport iko imara. Tukaenda kidogo tukaingia basketball, mambo iko imara special. Sasa tumeingia mambo ya football. Yes. FIFA World Cup 2026 Mexico. Watseme tu sahi bado iko US. Jaribu kusema Mexico, Canada na US na it makes sense na tuko wote US. Sasa acha tuseme tu FIFA World Cup in United States of America, because unasikia sasa wakikutana jana na Gianni Infantino, President Trump aliambia Trump venye tu Dantos alisema tu hii FIFA tu ipatiwe sasa Trump juu sasa Trump ana run yeye ndo ana run sasa. Amesema sasa ati sasa next time ataki kuhost na Mexico na Canada, anataka tu kuhost peke yake. Hata nimwambie tu venye nani alisemanga watu wa power hatutakubali USA host, and of course that's my personal views as a fan, because these restrictions, mambo ya kuweka sijui half time mabreak. Sasa can imagine sasa football itakuwa na mabreak ngapi? Tunaanza kupatia ma rings za wedding. Hata watu wanaanza kusema ati hizo ring sasa ni kama sasa relationship ya Gianni Infantino na Donald Trump imekuwa official. Kama kutakuwa na coronation on the tarehe ngapi? Kesho kutwa asubuhi Monday watakuwa wanafanya sasa the full wedding ya both Gianni Infantino na Trump na Messi. Hiyo ni maoni yenu, hiyo si yangu. Remember, I'm not alone on this particular segment. Niko na wangwana wenyewe. Niko na marafiki yangu kutoka kule Matunda, anajulikana kama Dantos Sibola. Niko pamoja na ndugu yangu Sawanga mwenyewe. Niko na Dennis Madheka ameketi pale. Niko na Kelong mwenyewe ako pale. Niko na final but not least Toto Show anajulikana kama Celine Waithira. Nimekosea sijakosea? No. Si uko home already?
Mimi nitaenda. Rudia tena nuanze na.
Uende na Madheka amesimama hapo kwa back left.
Hapa fence iko sawa.
Umefunga defense ataenda wapi? Karibuni sana. Of course we have this gang. We are here now to dissect mambo mbili tatu. I understand producer wa hii show Boniface Kimanzi, sababu yeye akona Kimanzi, I understand of course has a relationship or has roots in Cape Town, South Africa, and because of course most of you already know what happened in Cape Town, rather in terms of South Africa, the team that participated also in the FIFA World Cup. During that World Cup, Bafana lost one of their, should be a left back and a midfielder if I'm not wrong, defensive midfielder, Bwana Jaden Adams. Pole sana to the family, of course, and friends. So tumeambiwa we give a minute silence, but tutapatiana 10 second silence. Kebo zenu zitakatika mkisimama? Tunaweza simama? Tusimame? Sasa sound engineer amesema wakisimama hivyo ndo show imesimama. So of course we'll give a 10 second moments of silence. Na cameras zinaweza fanya split zikiangalia wote who gives the best moment of silence, just in remembrance of Jaden Adams, the late of course former Bafana player who passed on during the FIFA World Cup, which you're about talking about, and it hurts us when we hear a player who has passed on during a World Cup. That is very painful for sure. I can imagine the kind of pain that the parents are going on starting now. Asante sana. Thank you very much. It was a moment of silence for Jaden. Dantos, unakumbukaje Jaden? Just as a memory, of course, I'm sure ni mtu play uliona pale. Didn't feature much sana kwa hiyo tournament, Dantos. However, alisaidia, alichangia sana for the team, of course, qualifying for the knockout stages of the FIFA World Cup in Mexico.
I can say it's a sad moment for South African fraternity, that is people who love football. And I think, as you've just said, may his soul rest in peace. And it's just a pity because we saw him in World Cup, representing his country despite so many challenges that was nafanyika in Africa. But wanasemanga, in Africa, tunasemanga, you don't wish death even in your worst enemy.
Correct.
And I think, despite this was nafanyika, ama zinaendelea kufanyika, we are still Africans. And sorry to the family, and sorry to the fans, and the federation at all. All of them when you're involved in football in South Africa, may this time, najua it's hard, but may they take heart and may his soul rest in peace. They have missed a great player, very young. I think he was 25, and ni hali ya Mungu. They normally say we can't argue with God. Whatever God has decided, let it be. We are all on that way. Siku yake ilikuwa imefika, and all in all, again, rest in peace.
And of course, Kelong, najaribu kumbuka, he was a Mamelodi Sundowns player, having, of course, freshly won the Champions League, Morocco, and then, of course, now he was looking forward, of course, adding this particular achievement of the FIFA World Cup, and then, of course, family were happy to come back then. Hey, Nauma, I'm putting myself in those shoes of those parents and the teammates. That was devastating.
Yeah, it's really devastating because he made debut in the World Cup, which is every player, regardless of where they are born, they want to participate in the World Cup. And he did, though South Africa were eliminated. At the same time, he played in 1 or 2 matches. And now coming home and getting the sad news that he passed away, it's so devastating to the fans, to the family. Yeah, there is a visitor that when knocks, nobody, you just open the door. Yeah, so sad for him and all the football fans, and I know South African fans are quite sad. Yeah, sorry to them.
Of course, I know the Bafana and South Africa will honor the player. Kama kawaida, of course, football is very rich in South Africa. Mnakumbuka in 2010, when you host FIFA World Cup, you know how very dedicated they are in terms of World Cup. You can imagine country moja, South Africa, ili host World Cup. It takes Mexico, Canada, and USA to host one cup. But sisi kwa Afrika, South Africa, karibu ni dance ile mambo ya South Africa na dancing kwa kinua mikono juu. Of course, I know part of other team would have shared into this, but walisipatiana their tribute. Wacha tuingie. I was about kusema jina ingine noma sana, najua ningeitwa na CEO. Wacha tuingie kwa mambo ya Spain. Ama acha niseme tu, wacha tuteleze tuingie kwa Spain versus Argentina. We have the final happening tomorrow, 10 p.m. Kenyan time, Spain versus Argentina. I am declaring my stand. Najua madheka ananiangalia. Mimi am not hate watching. I am supporting Spain. Whether mnapenda ama msipende. I have been in Spain. That's the only team. Mimi I had so many teams. Morocco, Mexico, Egypt. Wewe sikuwa South Africa.
Portugal.
Nilikuwa na hizo zote na Spain ilikuwa one of them, but imefika kule. Hawa wote walikuwa ni watu wa France. Dantos, Celine, Mateka, plus na director Sanik Mavindi, mulikuwa wote wa France. Sasa hata mnasema mtaki kucheza third place playoff, you must play. Na mtakunywa ma water break, mtakula hizo marinizo, mtujue mtakaaje. Of course, acha tuingie kwa sababu wacha tuingie tusikia Celine anasema aje. Celine, finally inakaaje kwako? It's a big one. It's Messi versus Lamine Yamal. Unakumbuka kuna picha of course baadaye zitakuwa zinaonyeshwa Lamine Yamal akiogeshwa na Messi. But hizo ndio ilikuwa baraka. If that 2007, I think 2007 photo shoot for a charity event was happening significantly, now it makes sense when Messi alikuwa anaogesha Lamine Yamal, alikuwa anambatiza kama the incoming GOAT.
I think we're gonna watch La Liga, Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona. So, yeah, but sisi watu wa Portugal tumeumia. Tukatoka Portugal, tukaenda France, tukaenda England, tukaenda home. So obviously me tomorrow I'll be hate watching. Mbaya. Nitakuwa nyuma ya Spain mbaya, because there is no way I want Messi to carry World Cup back to back. Also, I don't want to give Scaloni a World Cup back to back. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be a very good match. And personally, I feel like Spain is gonna carry the day because they have good. Umona tikitaka wanapiga. Yo.
The France kina Dantos.
Yeah, so like they're playing so good, and I feel like Spain has the best squad I've seen. If you look at their midfield, the likes of Dani Olmo, Fabian Ruiz, and Rodri, very, very good midfield. Yes. And then we have seen their defense line is unpassable. The fact that you have conceded only 1 goal in the entire World Cup, it means your defense line is solid. And the fact that even France couldn't go past that defense line, it means that it's really solid. And at the end of the day, also, Scaloni, I know his team is there. Enzo Fernandez are like, Messi is taking this home. We're going to feed him the ball no matter how we get the ball, we're going to feed the ball. And you've seen the squad of Scaloni, Alvarez playing, we have Raul De Paul, we have the likes of Akina Paredes, we have Akina Lisandro Martinez. I mean, that is a very good team. And at the end of the day, we are going to see who's going to carry the day. But for me, honestly, De La Fuente, please save us from the noise of Messi fans. They're going to be Messi this weekend. They're really going to be Messi if they win this Argentina. But yeah, I think that's my take on tomorrow's final.
We've seen the dark arts of Argentina, led by the son of Atletico Madrid coach, Diego Simeone. One Simeone was playing, was it at touch rugby against ilikuwa ni team gani? England. Yes, England knew something about Simeone. They're like, okay, now this is serious. So what do you think about, will they apply this dark arts? Because most players do it before the games. Unajua zile vitu ni hype ama inawana ile kuingiza opponent wako baridi. But niliona De La Fuente Luis akisema yeye uomba, and he does not even pray only for results. He prays thanking God for everything. Do you think that prayer will come into full force kesho usiku, ama unaona dark arts will take center stage? Juu hapa atatumaliza bwana. Watu kina nani?
First kwanza itakuwa rahisi. For the start utaangalia Spain wamejiprepare, they are ready for the final. Ukiangalia backline yao, the way Selina amesema, backline hiyo ya kina Kubasi, Laporte, Cucurella. Ukiangalia in terms of the pass accuracy, zote ziko above 95. Na ukiangalia pia hapo kuja kuangalia Pedri. Ukija kuangalia anasema Rodri anaweza cheza overlapping midfielder, at the same time anaweza cheza defensive. So creating power yao iko juu. So for the Argentina wanategemea kubuild up hapo katikati. Na hapo kuna Rodri ni sumbua sana. Anapiga kuipiga. So itakuwa ngumu sana. Both teams si ati ni kitu ambayo itakuwa rahisi. For me, I'm not supporting anyone. Let the best team win.
Of course, before Madeka aseme kama itakuwa ni ya Messi, ama itakuwa ni Rodri, ama itakuwa will be a goalkeeper who actually has stand up. Huku kuna nani, huyu ndio nani wa Spain, Unai. Huku kwingine tuko na Emiliano mwenye anaweza nyimwa work visa baada ya kubeba flag ya Malvinas. Of course, just before Dennis Madeka weighs into this, because Dennis Madeka alikuwa amechukia sana Ronaldo, sasa atasimama na Messi. Hiyo finali, that's why of course forms the basis of our questions of the day. We want to be part of this conversation. Hawa ngwana wanasema ukweli, hawa ngwana mnataka kuwa challenge for what of course they are saying about Spain versus Argentina. And of course that's the question of the day we're asking you: who will emerge victorious between Spain and Argentina in the final that will be played tomorrow, Sunday night, starting at 10 p.m. with a 30 minutes break for entertainment. So, anzeni kujibu hiyo maswali, lakini hiyo kitu na boss sana. Hiyo entertainment yaje sasa. Mambo ya kujaza maigo za President Donald Trump. But we asking you please engage with us 0795045864. Hiyo namba kupiga simu. Piga simu saa Nika amesema atachukua simu zako. And then of course WhatsApp ni 0793267279. WhatsApp tuma voice note, tuma video note, ingine ni message. Start with your name, where you're watching this particular show from, and of course your answer and the reason why you think either Spain will win or Argentina will win. Madeka, hebu saidia watu wanaowatch Spain Argentina.
Kwa haraka upesi, Spain si timu ndani ya Argentina katika finali. Na kile kipo ni angalia Argentina, the winning side ya World Cup. Ukiangalia Argentina wametoka kwa mikono ya Cape Verde, walikuwa wamekaliwa mbaya sana. Wakaingia katika mikono ya 2-0 against the Egyptians. Na bado wakawin. Si ni kweli? Lakini sahihi tukiingia semi unaona vile imefanyika. Unaona vile wamefanya Muingereza nafikiri. Na sahihi ni finali na Spain katika mechi zao na Ufaransa mimi siwatambui. Not Ufaransa lakini Argentina siwatambui. Na Argentina ukiangalia vizuri nilisema hapo nyuma kitambo. Katika World Cup siku zote kuna timu ambazo ni 4 tangu 1994, huko nyuma sijachunguza sana, lakini tangu 1994 kuja hivi kuna timu 4 ikiwa Argentina ni moja wao hawajakosa semi final, ambao ni Argentina, Brazil, na tukiingia Europe tunapata tunapata nchi nyingine ambao ni Muitaliano na Mjerumani.
Yes.
Hawako. Katika zile timu nne bado, nchi nne bado, tuna Argentina ndani ya semi. Kwa hivyo hii finali hapa bila kuchezeana hapa, hakuna cha Rodri, hakuna cha Kukurera, atakuwa kuko kabisa huko Kukurera huko. Sababu Argentina ukiangalia, na mimi naomba tu mafansi wa Spain
kina sisi
watafute mabao at least bao 3 kabla dakika 60.
Mapema.
Nikirudia vile nilivyosema England. Kabla dakika 60 watafute magoli 3. Uspanyola kama wanataka ushindi wa kombe la dunia. Lakini kuanzia dakika 60 kama watakuwa hawajapata bao moja, watanyanyaswa sana na kina Messi. Sababu Messi na kikosi chake ni kuanzia dakika 60 mpaka ya 90 hapo. Watalia wasipopata bao moja Spain. Langu ni hilo.
Na of course Kelong, ngoja kidogo, nasikia kwa kuna Bana Dabari ya Mombasa.
Salama sana.
Karibu sana Sports Extravaganza Kwalanda hapa TV47. Niko na kikosi kizima pamoja na dada wetu wale. Unasema nini kuhusiana na hii mambo ya Spain na Argentina? Wewe uko pande gani?
Mimi niko upande wa Spain Kwalanda.
Kwa nini uko upande wa Spain mzae? Na unasikia venye Madheka anasema hapa atambui Spain.
Siwezi kubali Messi abebe hiki kitu back to back wakati GOAT wangu Cristiano Ronaldo ameisubiri muda mrefu na hajaiona.
So wewe una hate watch, utakuwa na watch na mawasira utake na Ronaldo na Messi wasumbuane.
Mbaya sana. Niko nyuma ya Spain mbaya mbovu.
Unaona Spain nani atatufungia mabao Spain? Ama ni nini itafanya Spain shine against? Numecheki venye Argentina na kuangani wanachezanga kama Paraguay. Marafu.
Kusema kweli Spain wanapiga ngoma.
Yes.
Spain wanapiga ngoma na tikitaka yao kidogo inafurahisha. Hapo katikati unaona Rodri vile anazuia vizuri.
Yes.
Wakuna Fabian Ruiz.
Yes.
Yani Dani Olmo.
Yes.
Midfield. Unajua in football, ama kama footballer. In football, what I normally understand in football ni kwamba engine ni midfield.
Correct.
At the moment the engine ambayo ni midfield ime-stand firm, even the defense line inakuwa iko intact.
Kweli.
So utapata backline yao ikiwa imesimama vizuri, the midfield imesimama vizuri, it will give somebody like Lamine Yamal a very good advantage kutokea kwa wings, akiingia in, akipenetrate tu vizuri. Hiyo backline ya Argentina, kesho wapende wakatae itavunjwa because ni watu wamekuwa kibebwa na VR. Tuliona hata hii game ya England, they are not supposed to be in the final. Ile assist ya bao ya kwanza hiyo yenye ilipigwa na Enzo Fernandez.
Yes.
Messi was in clear offside akipatiwa ile pass. But VR will decline. But all in all, this is football. We know Infantino is spoiling this game. In fact, nasema FIFA is interfering with the game of football. Hii si ile enzi ya nani ule former president.
Sepp Blatter.
Yeah, it was a bit better. But with this guy called Infantino, he's really messing up with football bana.
Bana, unasema ulikuwa unacheza timu gani ama ulikuwa timu gani ya club? Unajua mchezaji ni kwa useme timu ulikuwa unachezea, it's very important.
Mimi nimecheza sana hizi, unajua nimekuwa nilijaribu KCB hawakunipa contract nikatoka. Then nikaenda kwa Kalekwa Sofapaka by then kulikuwa na kina Baraza, kulikuwa na kina Kituma. So I was given out on loan up Jericho All Stars. NFL, the time they were in NFL. Tukapiga, but unfortunately I had to hang up my boots because nilipata very bad injury kwa ankles zangu zote mbili.
Pole.
Yeah, so nika have cool down my tools, but nowadays tunapeana support hapa Mbaraki Sports Club kwa Bandari Youth. Na the senior team as well. Tukipursue some other dreams, but I'm a football fan, I'm a football fanatic. Mimi kama mtu wa Manchester United.
Watu wa Lisandro Martinez.
Watu kama hata leo Lisandro Martinez atatusamee leo.
Ongeza volume.
Leo tuko job. Leo tuko kazi. Atatusamee tu kwa leo.
Asante sana Bernard. Thank you so much for your insights kabisa. Kelong, umesikia venye Bernard amesema. Leo anasema kwamba leo Argentina itaona moto. Na tumesikia ule referee ambaye alichaguliwa hii game. I think anaitwa nani, but he's from Slovenia. Huyu referee bwana nasikia kwamba alishikwa akipiga sherehe ya uroda. In English terms, he was arrested during a sex party.
In simple English,
Kabla sijaongea niseme Messi.
Toka.
Messi. Messi. It's going to be an interesting final.
Yeah.
Najua haters wa Messi walikuwa na support France. Sasa sijui hata wanafanya ni Spain. Na ujue all Spain players have Barcelona players in it.
Yeah.
Yamal, Kubasi, Pedri. Hao wote ni fans wa Messi.
Yeah.
So pia wao wangetaka Messi ashinde kesho. So it's going to be an interesting match.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Argentina are proven winners. In the last 4 World Cups, this is the third time they're in the finals. Yeah. They know how, and in 2022, they finally crossed that line and they won the World Cup.
Yes.
So they know how to win. That's something Spain will struggle a bit because they have only won the World Cup in 2010. That's their first one.
First one, yes.
But Argentina ni miamba wa soka and ni miamba wa World Cup.
Yes.
So tomorrow is going to be chicken feed for them. They're going to win an easy 2-0, and Messi will score both goals. And he will finish the competition as the top scorer. He will win the golden ball and he will win the golden trophy. That's Messi for you at 39, the best player of all times.
Wacha nikwambie, najua before ni kubali Dantos achangie kwa hii mada. Naambia kwamba inafaa tuende break kidogo, lakini kumbuka if you're joining us, this is Sports Extravaganza live here on TV47 every Saturday. Hapa ndo tunapiga gumzo moto ya World Cup. Tumekuwa World Cup kuanzia hiyo yenye ilianza, bado tuko nayo na mpaka panya itakuwa imeisha tukiingia kwa mambo mengine. Nasikia kwamba kuna Julius habari ya Roero. Hallelujah. Watu wa Roero, nitakustaki kwa MP wako, namjua sana. Ni rafiki yangu. Of course, thank you so very much for participating. And of course, piga tu simu na ukuwe na airtime tafadhali. We don't take please call me. Tutakubali hiyo hapa kwa Cape Media. But of course, 0795045864 number ya kupiga simu. WhatsApp tunawangoja ukule. WhatsApp of course is also where you can send your video, record yourself. Yaani unaweza record in any way. Record yourself. Julius, habari yako?
Salama sana Tony.
Karibu sana Sports Extravaganza. Nasikia Ruiru kumewaka moto. Nasikia watch party ni mingi. Hata mwendi kazini. Mnangoja tu Spain na Argentina. Uongo ukweli?
Kwanza ni bahati sana niko off.
Itakuwa sherehe si sherehe. Wewe una hate watch ama una support Messi ama una support Yamal?
I had several teams but ni failed zote.
They have gone home.
They have gone home unfortunately.
Pole sana. Wewe unakaa ni wa France
No, I've never been there, hata sitawahi kuwa. Nilikuwa Brazil ndo main.
Bro, Brazil ilikuwa timu yako? Pole.
Main, hiyo ndo main.
Ya pole sana bro.
Yeah, so nimeangalia Spain vile wanacheza, ikabidi ni wa support kwa sababu ya ile game wanacheza.
Wako fiti, wako ni wasafi, wanacheza game, si ndio? Wanacheza tu ball.
Wako na gears, nikawa wanacheza na gears. They watch you alafu wanakuwekea gear yako.
Kama ni free wanakuweka free.
Wanaona tu vile unakuja, ukikuja hivyo so wanakusetia.
Unasema
yako.
Na gear Argentina itakuwa high gear ama low gear. Hii game ya Argentina kesho.
Argentina kwanza I think is one of the most cheapest team Spain inacheza nayo, most cheapest.
Umesema what do you mean? Ni ngumu hata kushinda Cape Verde.
Rahisi.
So umesema
hiyo ndo rahisi sana. Ile ngumu ilikuwa ni hiyo France.
Okay. Lakini na zile ile rafu usicheki wenye Paraguay walisumbua ile timu nyingine. Walikuwa na kanyaga nani? Watu. Sasa sitakuwa the same almost tactics Argentina tumia against Spain now that they cannot play tiki-taka like them.
No, Spain zimekwambia kuna gears. Hujaona vizuri?
Nimeona, si mimi hata mimi na support Spain, bro.
Yes, unakanyaga alafu anawapewa ma yellow card kadhaa alafu anakusetia game yako sasa ya kumalizia siku.
So umesema Messi haizi shinda kikombe
mara mbili. Unaona tu hii ni game imekomaa.
Kweli kabisa.
So hapa tuko na Messi.
Yes.
Then there is another young Messi ambaye ni Yamin Yamal.
Yes.
Very dangerous kuliko Messi mwenyewe sasa.
Ni kweli, kijana moto, 19 years and about 7 days old.
You can imagine, ni kama Mungu pia anamsaidia mahali.
Anasema sasa tuna hand over from one goat to the other goat.
Very correct.
Asante sana.
Nashukuru sana, salamia watu wangu pana.
Niko na Dantos hapa, Kelog, Sawanga, Selika.
Mmefanya kazi poa tangu World Cup ianze, mnatusaidia sana.
Asante sana kwa hiyo.
We are really proud of you guys and God bless you.
Mungu akubariki pia. Nashukuru sana. Asante sana Julius akiwa kule maneno ya Ruiru. Asante sana. 0795 045 864 is the number you can call us. WhatsApp number ya kutuma ma video note na voice note 0793267279. Which team will win the final? Leo usiku kuna hii team yenye France hata hajui kama anataka kucheza, England hajui kama anataka kucheza hii third place playoff. Wako tu wanakula per diem, wameenda ma shopping tu, watakuja tu kujaza huko hivyo. Coach Didier Deschamps alisema hivyo. But of course we'll be sharing in-depth information about what they actually shared. We'll tell you about this very important ring that Trump is forcing on players as those medals atunavaa ring. Sasa nimecheki picha nyingine hapo hivyo maonyesha venye Lamine Yamal atakuwa ametokelezea mtaani kule Barcelona kesho wase venye niampata ka ring kutoka kwa US. Really more. Unataka tufanye nini? Haya, Sanika amesema tuende break.
Sikia, ni juicy. Flavor zote tamu tena fruity. Yummy na flow kama maji, juu ni tamu kama sali. Ni juicy. Are you bored? Kuna vitu zinakuudhi, usijali my bro, ibu kama taka juicy juni.
Numerous cases of people falling asleep have been reported across the African continent. No one can explain this phenomenon.
With 24/7 FIFA World Cup coverage, sleep can wait. Everything can wait.
Reconnect GOtv yako for only 999 shillings today, only on GOtv.
Premium, nurturing the world, one bite at a time. Yay!
Celebrate with Kenya's favorite drink, now available at your nearest shop. Get yours today. Game on. Experience game na Steam.
Welcome back. This is Sports Extravaganza. My name is Tony Kwalanda. Niko na Dantos Sibola. Ako karibu kurusha mishale. Na si zile watu wa Kisumu walikuwa wanasumbua mkutano wa mtu. Tuko pamoja na ndugu yangu pale Kelong, tuko na Sawanga, tuko na Celine, tuko na Dennis Madheka. Na squad mzima iko behind the scenes. Mwenye anamani kamera niangalia anaitwa Momanyi. Sasa ana bet venye hiyo third place playoff itakuwa. Namuona ameshika. Sasa mwekezaji yako pale ana type
investor.
He's typing and he's not typing. I wish ngora kamera namchukua, lakini Sanika atapiga manduru huko nyuma. Now we are asking of course niko na Kelong, nimeshasema yote. And then question of the day ni rahisi sana, tunakuuliza Spain na Argentina, nani atashinda hiyo maneno? Acha nisome tu some of the feedback that is coming through. Huyu jamaa anaitwa Ambili from Kitengela. Natakia Spain but Messi ndongori. Huyu ni Billy Waswa kutoka Kite. Ametuma kwenye WhatsApp 0793267279. Na mtume huko ma video note. I am Lester Aris. I think Spain will win. Why Euro win, why Euro 2024 winners? Okay, so yeah. Insane midfield control and young stars Lamine Yamal plus Nico Williams. They just knocked out France in the semis, beat them by dominating midfield. Ex-England striker Robbie Fowler also picked Spain. For me, Spain are the team to beat. Huyo ni Lester Aris. Hajasema anatoka wapi, hiyo ni WhatsApp. Unknown WhatsApp user ametuma an unknown message. Hata hakuna kitu hapo. Asante sana for your unknown message. Godwin Kirwa from Nandi anasema Nandi Aldai, Spain wajukue hiyo kitu. Nimesoma hivyo. Spain wajukue hiyo kitu. Wako juu. I'm a Spain fan. I'm Newton from Ruai. Spain fan. Messi my goat. But Spain will carry the night. Maoni yenyu hayo, hiyo ni WhatsApp. Nasomea ndo Dantos akianza kurusha mishale kwa kwa Dadiu kwa Madheka shauri yake. Hi TV47 ni El Babu hapa toka Nyeri. Nasema kwamba Messi ati ya Lamani 19, Messi ako 39, final inachezwa 19th. Hii game kesho itakuwa 1-1 hadi 88th minute, then Spain watafunga na watawin. Mtabiri mwenyewe kabisa.
Uongo mbaya.
Tony ni Ken from Kitengela. Hii kikombe sisi kama Argentina tungefaa tupewe leo. Game 2-0 Messi zote sasa mbili.
Hiyo sasa.
Maoni yake hiyo. Joshua Ovita from Embu County 3KFC anasema Argentina will win the World Cup 2026. Spain were unable to penetrate. Dimbo umetumia jina Cape Verde 0-0. Argentina scored against Cape Verde. Argentina have scored 19 goals in World Cup while Spain have scored 13. In history of the last 3 World Cups, Argentina have scored 3 goals against opponents. 1978, 1986, 2020, 2026. John Ovita bwana. Bro, hata kama ni player wa nini wa 3KFC. Maoni yenu hayo. Alafu kuna Joshua. By the way, Saniku ukikosa kucheza ya Joshua, aimbe wimbo yangu. Na by the way, Saniku kuna wimbo yangu ya Joshua. Please find it and play it for me. Where you find it sijui kwa wapi. Joshua amesema ametuma kutoka Q-Town. Joshua tutaiona hiyo maneno. Saniku ukose kuplay wimbo yangu. Utaenda kwenyu huko, utaenda Shaviringa leo, utajua mimi ni nani. Then Busia. Hizi ni comments zina come in thick and fast from Rongai. Ametuma Joseph Karanja. Messi will assist but against Spain he will not score. And the final will be won by Spain, who are playing like a team. Teams that depend on the individuals, England, France, Portugal, Norway, Brazil, Netherlands, and Germany are all out of the World Cup final. Same with Argentina. We lose in the final. Karanja Joseph. Nasikia kwamba tukimbie kidogo tu UK. Umesema tuende UK, Sanik? Ni UK ama ni wapi? Ama ni kwa Peter Maganga? Nasikia kwamba tuko na Charlie Rowing on standby, our international football pundit, our commentator from London. Charlie Rowing, the World Cup is here. The big boys are here. Tell us more about this World Cup.
Hi TV47, Charlie Rowing, European football reporter, joining you one last time for the World Cup, as it's been just over a month of summer football, but we're finally here at the World Cup final between Spain and Argentina. Both teams have had a long and interesting road to the final, with Spain looking excellent and clinical throughout, whilst Argentina have been able to turn on the magic when they've needed it. There's of course so many storylines going into the match, but the biggest one just has to be Lionel Messi versus Lamine Yamal. It's the greatest of all time versus the heir to his throne, and they've both certainly come a long way since the infamous baby bath picture. With Messi, I think he all but ended the GOAT argument when he lifted the World Cup with Argentina in 2022. And if he wins it again this year, then he's obliterated it. Yamal, on the other hand, can take a huge step towards taking Messi's crown by becoming both a world and European winner at just the age of 19. Truly extraordinary stuff. And then, of course, the biggest question has to be, who is going to win the final? Who is President Donald Trump going to deliver the trophy to? And no doubt join in with the celebrations. Spain, as I said, have looked fantastic throughout the tournament. They've been defensively solid and played great possession-based football. I think a lot of people slept on them going into the semi-finals with France, and you could have even argued at the time that they were the better team, and La Roja certainly showed that on the pitch. As for Argentina, they've ridden their luck a lot throughout the knockout stages, with 2 games going to extra time and 2 very nearly. La Albiceleste, well, can they afford to do it again against Spain? if you look at the stats, they have outscored the Spaniards, but then they've also conceded a lot more. And personally speaking, I don't think they can ride their luck a fifth time against Spain. That's why my prediction for the match is going to be 2-0 to Spain, with Mikel Oyarzabal and Lamine Yamal, the boy, getting the goal. But make sure that you tune in to TV47 and follow all the World Cup action.
Asante sana Charlie Rowing, asante sana Boniface Kimanzi, producer, amekufunza Kiswahili. I hope unamchotea ma sterling pounds by the Charlie Rowing. Thank you for coming for us live from London, sharing about what we think. Anasikia amechagua Lamine Yamal, amechagua Spain. Dantos, wacha nisome tu message moja. Stanley Nyaringita, one of our presenters and producers, anasema Spain lazima ishinde. Salimia squad hapo. Anza na Celine. Nyaringita na Celine. Dantos wewe ongea na Jane. Sasa hapa hata ingilia hiyo story. Rusha makombora huko. Anaanza na Madeka.
Unajua one thing nimekamkurealize the whole of this World Cup. Nimeona so many different people. Nimeona mafans, nimeona mapundit, nimeona
changanuzi,
mafollowers, alafu pia nimeona pia wase wa memes, nimeona pia wase wa walitangaje ma highlights wenye oni game on two highlights na nimekam kuprove because Madeka watu
kama Madeka ni wa highlights. Okay.
Watu wanafaa kujua before we come to the show kuna mali tunakaanga na kunywa chai nini kabla time ifike. So when we were there kuna kitu Madeka alisema and I'm shocked vile anaongea saa hii. That's the first word aliniona aliniambia na nitakukudu vile alisema enyewe Messi amekuwa na bebo. Nimeona ma video zingine kwa mtandao Messi amekuwa na bebo. Na kama ni uongo nasema ni uongo.
Ni kweli sijakataa.
Anyway, back to nini the topic. I think we can lose about tomorrow's match. That is Argentina and Spain. People know that mimi msewa nilikuwa msewa Brazil na Portugal. Tulienda mapema sana. It's part of football. And kuna kola amekola hapa akasema we are doing a very good job blah blah blah, which is very true, but sometimes kuna mtu anatangusha mabonga points. Madeka anangusha bonga. Madeka ukiwa hapa
umesema Madeka siku hizo credit
hapa unaelimisha watu. Unaona? Weka ufan.
Unasema anapotosha watu.
Anapotosha watu. Anachanganisha watu. But tomorrow's game vile Selena amesema it will be a very interesting match. And I think two great teams are meeting, two great coach are meeting, and one person who has been best player, the best player kulingana na wase wengine in this tournament, that is Messi. Amefika finali, is meeting Lamine Yamal, and I'm one person who anasemanga when something is good, something is good. We have really seen Messi performing in this World Cup, and that's the beauty about football. And also we have seen Lamine Yamal. People are now comparing Lamine Yamal and Messi, which I'm against it because you cannot compare a kid and a father.
19-year-old and a father, yeah.
Father ameona mingi sana, ili hata huyo kijana hajaona bado.
Yes.
But all in all, I think they are good players, and tomorrow's match, may the best team win. Sitaki kuchukua Spain ama sitaki kuchukua Argentina. But I'll say I've watched both teams. One, I think Argentina is one of the teams that wanasemanga mpira naisha 90. Why am I saying 90? Because those guys can score even after kama ibaki 2 minutes. They can score 2 goals in 1 minute. We have seen it. It has happened. They believe. Why? Why do they believe? Because number one, they play as a team. They play as a family. And also their coach is very sharp. He can change the game any second. Akiona Meleme, we have seen it when it comes to Egypt. And also we have seen it against England. England wenyewe ndio walijikinda wenyewe. But whatever Spain will do, whatever Spain did when they played against France, if they do the same homework, I think we might see a different results. But I'm foreseeing this match being decided by penalties. I'm foreseeing it because both teams, they know each other. Watch, unajua a good team ni ile inaenda kuwatch previous games, and that's what Spain wamefanya, and I know that's what pia Egypt wamefanya. And Argentina coming to this match, they know also Spain is not a small team. There's a team that also they play as a team, they play as a family, and also we have seen people now seeing somebody like Cucurella, somebody like Rodri. now wamefika mahali, wamefika finali, which is nilikuwa nimesema a team maybe that is going to win this World Cup is a team yenye wasa naongelea kidogo sana, which is maybe Spain enda kushinda ama Argentina enda kushinda. But all in all, I think it's going to be a very good match tomorrow, and may the best team win, because we have seen a very entertaining match between those two also. So I think the best team will win.
Of course. Wacha nilete pia Celine atuchangamsha hapa. Nakumbuka mwanzo changia kwa hii conversation venye Messi inakuwa manani inakuwa hapa na pale. Celine, the story of the World Cup. Naona hapa ndugu yangu. The story of the World Cup has been very, we are just talking about how this World Cup has changed. Yani, it's no longer football. We are either watching American football ama we are watching American basketball. Tuko na timeout, tuko na mahafu. Nasikia mpaka kutakuwa na wale warembo wanainuanga miguu, wanituanga nani? Cheerleaders wale wakuinuanga miguu. Sasa watakuwa, now imagine Selena akichangia kwa hiyo the story of the World Cup. Now imagine sasa game imefika half time, kesho finali Spain na Argentina. Hapo katikati I think watu nasikia ni kama sijui 30 minutes ama ni 17 minutes ama sijui ni how many minutes, but there will be a lot of time. So they'll be given 6 minutes to set up and also to remove. And then there will be a performance of 11 minutes hapo katikati kwa half time. How they are going to do that? Only Donald Trump and Infantino know what will happen. So wale wakuja inue miguu katikati ya uwanja yenye nafaa watu wachezee. So which means there will be an impact. So kuset up, kutoa, alafu watu waingie hapo, wachimbe uwanja irudi level. Then game iendelee. You can imagine players wamemaliza hiyo 10 minutes yao ya kukaa huko, misuli imeganda, jasho imekuwa kama chumvi. Wala wanajua football, mnajuanga ukisweat na kwanga chumvi, wazungu wao inakwanga chumvi ama inakwanga ni watermelon. But you can imagine itakuwa tu yani vitu zimeganda kila kitu. This World Cup.
Nani alikuwa hapa katuambiaje? Nothing is impossible in the US. The other day, ule player Olum. Alisema nothing is impossible in the US.
This story of the World Cup, Celine. Mpaka sasa tumeanza kusema Infantino one time.
I think when they were coming up with mantras, the mantra of this World Cup was time wasting. I think that's what was the mantra. But honestly, I feel like tumeona the time wastage that has been there from the hydration breaks. Like literally, ungeona tu hizo hydration breaks zina kill momentum ya players. And I think also tomorrow it's gonna be bad because it's the NFL. Like we don't need Wanitangoje Barnaboy to come perform, and they saw the lineup of the artists that are gonna be performing there. I'm like, yo, like you have
ghetto kids watakuwa huko na unaimagine wako na maskuembe hiyo uwanja imeisha.
Yeah, I feel like it could have been like an after party. Give me shame when the after party, instead of putting like the performances in between the game. Like you take momentum, utapata hadi players wengine wamerudi grow, wameloga utmbaya. Ameona Shakira, ameona chia ladies huko wako na mathighs. Hey, concentration inaisha. Yani, it will be like a distraction. I don't feel like itachangia kwa players, and I think it's gonna be a plus because in as much as tunasema like it's not important, kuna watu watakuwa like siwezi afford ticket ya kwenda kuwatch Burna Boy, so nitatumia hii World Cup Final chance ya kwenda kuona Burna Boy akiperform. But at the end of the day, I think like the attendance is gonna be high because watu wengine wamekuja concert, wengine wamekuja watch ball, because we know how football in the US is like. Not most people watch football, but at the end of the day, mnabo wallahi Gianni Infantino World Cup ikisha, just go home. We enjoyed your time. Yeah, I feel like time wasting imekuwa too much, but sisi bora tuone Spain ikipiga Argentina. We are okay.
Sawanga, of course, your conversation Argentina and Spain, of course we shall be getting into Spain, the journey of Spain, the rise of Spain in this particular World Cup. Sawanga, talk imeanza kuja, just carrying on from what Selena has mentioned. We are no longer getting medals. Yaani unajua kawaida unakuanga pale, unainama, unadungwa medal. Ama pale unapatiwa kikombe, unadungwa medal. Saa hii ni pete. And I'm being told the winners will get, all of them, I think about 30. They have made 30 specifically. And then US being US, 1,996 other pete za kupatia winners ati zinauzwa. Sawanga.
Hiyo kwanza
biashara. Trump na hiyo you are fired and apprentice imerudi tu kwa governance.
I think USA kwa hii World Cup wako after kucompete. Walikuwa after biashara. And that's why unapata pia ila hydration zilikreatiwa zilikuwa mingi sana. Na hiyo hydration ni essence yao ilikuwa ku market. Alafu sasa pia unapata si ni medal pia itakuwa hadi na pete. Hizo pete hao wamekuja na brain ya ku market PR. Unapata sasa mchezaji kama kuna Spain na kuna Argentina. Hao players wakienda kupata hizo pete wataenda nazo wapi? Kwao huko hivyo. Kienda nayo kwa huko wataenda kuzimarket. Alafu watajua swali pewa USA, watakuja hapo USA. So USA hata kama unasema next waweze ku hold World Cup peke yao, hata wasifikirie kupewa kitu kama hiyo next time. Hiyo imesumbua tena game. Back to Selina amekuwa anasema kuhusu hiyo nini itakuwa inapigwa hapo half time. Hiyo kitu ya kwanza ita kill pace ya game na tempo ya game. Na kitu ambayo USA wanajaribu kunini hapo ni kupiga tu biashara. Sasa pete zikatoka wapi na game kweli? Ina relate aje na game? Kienda tu tukikuwa tu kweli.
Nakwambia na hata Kelonga atakuja kutuambia. You can imagine watu sasa pete ni za Messi ama no, nimetema.
Za Messi.
Pete ni Lamine Yamal. Pete ni Yamal, Pedri, Rodri. Ni hiyo yote. And then you can imagine sasa utamu ya hiyo kuonio pete ni nini? Sababu sasa kama uko na zingine karibu 2000 ati zimeuzwa huko nje. So you can imagine Lamine Yamal ametembea Barcelona, alafu anakutana na Dantos pia amedunga pete. Okay. Sasa hiyo ni vitu gani? Si utamu ya hiyo World Cup imeenda wapi? Haiko. But hey Kelong, tukiongelea juu pia venye wewe huwezi ongelea juu Spain. Nani ataongelea? Wewe utaongelea juu Argentina. But tuambie about this whole thing about the story of the World Cup. 32 teams zimeongezwa. Next season anasema ongeza 64.
I think this World Cup is Americanization of the football, or what they call it soccer, because
soon wataita hata soka. Sasa watatoka kwa football, wasema tunaita soka.
Yeah, you know, America is all about showbiz. It's all about entertainment. So that's the essence of their sports. No matter kina Super Bowl inakuanga very big in there.
Yes.
So they are trying to bring that same thing to the American market. But sasa sisi wengine ambao tumezoea football, we know that half time is only 15 minutes. Let's get back. Imagine umepigwa 2-0. Au unasikia Shakira kiperform. Ati waka. Na Messi ashakuwakia kwa mbili.
Tema hiyo mate na nilikuwa. Sikupatia microphone uzuri niongelesha vibaya.
It's so demoralizing, and because football it's a 90-minute game. And it's a long sport. Sio kama basketball where it's only 7 minutes, they go break, take time out. But football needs 45 minutes of concentration and the next 45 minutes of concentration even to win the match. So understand where Infantino is coming in, but let's not make football an American sport. Wacha wabaki huko na hizo sports zao. Sisi tuendelee kuwatch the global football which we have enjoyed since time memorial. Yeah.
Of course, ndio maana watu sana wanaenda kuretire MLS. MLS si kama EPL. I mean, statistics show itself, watu wengi wanaanzianga EPL, wanaenda Spain, alafu wanaenda na retire MLS. That's why, of course, Americans don't, I don't know if they love football. But of course, those are statistics. And these are images, Madheka najua unataka kurudisha. Hizi ni pictures za 2007. Messi, 19 then, huyu alikuwa 5 months. So sahi reverse, huyu ni 19, ule ni 38. This was during a photo shoot ya charity. It was a charity event, a photo shoot, and no one ever imagined a time like a time like this will come whereby ati sasa nani amebeba hivi. Kelong najua inamuuma sana kuona Messi amebeba mtoto, na sasa kesho Lamine Yamal atabeba Messi mzee.
Hizi vitu zote mezungumza hapa, eti kuna break sijui kina Shakira sijui wakawaka. Kuna sababu yake hapo ndani, sababu kulingana na ile picha sio mchezo ile picha. Na siku zote babako ni babako. Na uwezi kuwa na nguvu ukaja ukapiga babako. Utapata laana. Kwa hivyo ya mili
wa Afrika ndio maana
mko na World Cup. Kulingana na ile picha ya mili Yamal, not Yamil, lakini Yamal hata kapewa penalty kesho, sikufichi, kufunga ni ngumu, itakuwa ngumu sana. Akobora tu apige mchuma na lengole mchuma tu akose ile penalty. Sababu ile picha ina nguvu fulani ndani yake. Sababu tumeona makochi wengi kama akina Arteta hawa vile wamekutana na baba yao ambaye ni Guardiola Manchester City. Tumeona mambo mengi sana ndani yake. Na unajua hata Tony vile huwa inakuwa. Kwa hivyo sahihi Arteta ameachwa na Guardiola, labda ndio atashini pale Uingereza. Kwa hivyo Yamal angoje huyu mbabake aende retire na ushindi wa World Cup. Na Messi bila shaka hii finali naona kukosa, unaona ameshinda Copa America, naona ameshinda mara 2 na back to back, alafu sahihi nataka kuweka historia ya back to back ya hiyo Copa America plus na hii World Cup mara 2 mfululizo back to back. Na sahihi mwaka ni ya back to back vile tumeona Champions League with the PSG. Kwa hivyo tulieni mpangwe kesho. Mpangwe. Tuna wengine hapa wamekuwa Portugal, wamekufa kitambo, wameenda nyumbani, wakahama wakaingia France kikaumana huko, walinyoroshwa. Sahihi wako juu ya hivi, wako juu ya maji, wamelealea hapo juu ya maji. Kwa hivyo ile picha kusema kweli ni historia. Uende ukaoshe mtoto amezaliwa, alafu siku ya leo muje mpambane katika mchuano wa finali ya World Cup. Mimi naona ni ngumu sana.
Jenzia akikusikia ukiongea hivyo my friend nani? Uko dakika 2 unataka kusema ni sawaga before niingiza watu break.
Hiyo picha ina speak a lot. Wote ni wanatokea akademia ya La Masia ya Barcelona. Na kwa Yamal, hiyo picha ita speak volume hata kama atapoteza after 90 minutes. Vile nani anasema Madeka anasema hapa ati babako hakuna vile mtoto atapiga babake. In the world of football hiyo ikuangi hiyo.
Hapana tambua.
Hiyo ni laana hiyo.
Ndio maana mlinyimwa visa kina Madeka mwende World Cup, mnapeleka superstition huko. But of course it's superstition sana, of course tukienda almost break ya 1 minute hapa Dantos. No wonder Argentina walivaa ile jezi yao ya blue against England. So which means watu kama kina Madeka pia wako Buenos Aires.
Unajua ndio Madeka anashangaza sana. Kwa sababu vitu vingi Madeka amenambia huko. Na expect angesema hapa sahi. Unaona? Madeka alikuja akatuambia hapa, yenyewe Spain pia ni timu kali. Hii World Cup yote wamefunga tu bao moja. Nimengoja seme, hajasema. Unaona? Now that's
anapotosha washabiki.
Hiyo sana ilikuwa nasema na mkubali leo aonge kama fan.
Okay.
Asiongee kama pundi, tuongee kama fan, inakubalika. Because timu yake inacheza kesho. Amesema si wengine wetu mmoja timu zetu zilitoka, but back to the conversation.
Kwa tu personal.
Amekuwa tu personal.
Na bado kabla hujaenda kwa hiyo ninajua unaweza sema sana hiyo conversation. Nikifikiria tu hapo. Sababu najua nataka kuongelea kidogo Spain na pia uongelee Argentina. Their journey. Shikilia tu hapo Dantos. Najua inafaa unataka kunipeleka break ama unataka kuniangisha hewani. Remember this is Sports Extravaganza. We are live, remember, here on TV47 every Saturday 4 p.m. mpaka saa 1 sasa ile tunaenda kusoma Kiswahili news. Hapa tunakupatia uhondo kamili wa football ya World Cup sana. Nasikia kwamba tuko kule Tanzania. Rafiki yetu ambaye anaitwa Peter Mganga kutoka Tanzania, one of the top sports journalists in Tanzania. Juzi aliingia kwa National Broadcasting ya Tanzania. Yeye ndio chairman kule Tanzania. Peter, mimi naomba tu za macho juu maombi yetu ilifika. But World Cup iko aje maze Peter?
Thanks so much, studio. Of course, here in Tanzania, most of the people, they are just waiting to see who will lift up FIFA World Cup trophy for the year 2026. And of course, the match looks to be a little bit complicated and carries destiny of millions of people across the world. Of course, technically, the match will be a little bit difficult, complicated one, full of moments, enjoyment, excitement at large. And of course, to me, as a sports analyst, and I'm looking forward to see a wonderful match. And I really recommend Spain to lift up FIFA World Cup trophy for the year 2026 due to capabilities of players, statistically, Spain looks to be much competent enough compared to Argentina, because once you take the combination of Spain, you may find that most of the players, they have a clear combination. They will know how to pass each other, to understand, to connect in general. So it carries a lot of combination and reflects the reality of the team towards winning spirit activation. Probably for Argentinian sides, I think they really need to pull up their socks, because for the couple of matches, especially previous matches, you may find that Argentina side, they used to play aggressive football. You know, sometimes it's not much favorable enough for any player to apply aggressive football, because it may lead red card, yellow cards, and some little bit confusion. So to me, I really recommend Argentina to stay positive, play fair, and having some intensive focusing, because most of the Spain players, they normally play soft skills football, and they will know how to connect each other. And my worries reach out, especially for the defensive backline of Argentina, looks to be more weak and a little bit aggressive. So I'm just afraid once Spain push up the pressure in general, I think there is a lot of error, especially for Argentina's defensive backline. So to me, I really recommend Spain to lift up FIFA World Cup trophy, because they have good team, quality players, and I see Lamine Yamal shining like a diamond during this tomorrow's match. And of course, Lionel Messi will mean to give us just some magical moments and so stuff. But for me, if I trace back the journey of Argentina, I found that they really portray the reality of miracles. You know, most of the match which experienced, especially for Argentina side, miracles looks to be much favorable moment for them, instead of the quality players and having some intensive football on the pitch. So to me, I think sometimes no magic, no winning, no any results. So Argentinas, they should focus only to be competent enough so that to accommodate the pressure and to handle some little bit of skills which underlined by Spain players. So to me, I see Spain will lift up FIFA World Cup trophy for the year 2026 due to all qualities and standards which they have since the first match until the final match.
Shine bright like a diamond. Peter bwana, sungeimba tu. Alikuwa anaanza kali shine like a brother.
Unajua Peter leo amenichanganisha. Sijui kwa Uganda ama kwa Tanzania.
Kidogo kana karibu nimuulize.
Amenimix.
Peter bwana, where are you? Do you have someone in Uganda? You're not telling us. Thank you so much, Peter, coming to us, of course. One from Tanzania. Works for the national broadcasting in Tanzania, was actually promoted. Well done, my good friend. And of course, Peter, if you'll watch this, my director, Sanik Mavindia, says good quality video, good diction, good English, and good singing. Yani
wrong attire.
On that wrong attire, we are taking a wrong corner. We will take a break. We'll be back in a bit. Don't go away.
Lea Premium Flour, nurturing the world. Available in a store near you.
Bomba, linda jamii.
Umechoka kutumia links za kukwama? Cheki, free rewards ni hatari.
Bro, ulikuwa unatumia wrong link na wrong info. Unahitaji info sahihi na link sahihi.
Ni time ya info sahihi. IEBC Continuous Voter Registration iko live. Mistari ndefu Z, hakuna cha wrong links.
Main character energy unlocked. Right information, right direction. My vote is my ultimate choice.
Jisajili leo katika ofisi ya eneo bunge, kituo cha huduma au Customer Experience Center iliyopo Anniversary Towers, Nairobi. Kuwa change, kura yako ndio future yetu sote.
Is about respect for the dignity of one another.
5 years ago, for the first time since independence, we had the first lady Chief Justice and the President of the Supreme Court.
I took over office at a time of a crisis.
Tough decisions and a changing judiciary. Chief Justice Martha Koome speaks on leadership, justice, and the road ahead.
When I came in office, technology was operating only in Nairobi. Today, we are online, all the court stations in the Republic.
From Kithiu Village to the Supreme Court, Kenya's first female CJ, Martha Koome, opens up on 5 years of leadership, justice, and the making of history.
We have developed our own tool of AI that does not go outside Kenya law or our case tracking system.
This Sunday only on TV47 at 9 p.m.
Sasa Rafael Nyambo anasema nichezee Lucky Dube victim. Mimi nimesema tu hapa Shine Bright Like a Diamond, nafikiria hii ni show ya nini ya Africa Express ya Nick Mavindi. This is Sports Extravaganza. This is not Africa Express. Tumetoka rumba. Sasa tuko kwa Sports Extravaganza. Thank you for your feedback. Ni maoni yake hapa ametuma. I think aliona hiyo story ya Shine Bright Like a Diamond. Mavindi uko wapi na hiyo story yangu ya Joshua bwana? Joshua Masing to Kwalanda. Niko na Dantos, niko na Kelong, niko na Sawanga, niko na Celine na niko na Madeka. Wote wako hapa mambo ya football wanapiga shughuli kabisa. Kuna picha hapa sijui kama ni picha mganga mtu amepiga hapa akasema anafanya shughuli nzuri sana. Sasa naambiwa mbio tu tukimbie. Remember, you can always be part of this conversation. We are asking you about the FIFA World Cup Final. Spain versus Argentina. Watu hapa wamepiga manduru, walikunywa chai huko juu, wamepigana huko, wanakuja hapa kwa studio, wanalimana mangumi tu bado. But that's the whole conversation. I want to hear, of course, also from you, what do you think Spain, Argentina? Hebu turushie makonde. Sema nani hapa anatuenjoy hapa? Kama ni Madeka, sema Madeka anatuenjoy. Piga simu 0795 045864. WhatsApp ni 0793267279. Tuma video, voice note na message. 22047 is also SMS number. Nani alikuwa amemazia kuongea? Ilikuwa nani alikuwa aongea sasa hapa hivi? Ilikuwa Kelonga ama ni Madeka? Ama ilikuwa Dantos
Ama Madeka utaongea.
Of course we've spoken about the rise of Spain, Dantos. Ongelea of course rise of Spain kidogo, alafu pia Argentina wenye pia wamekuwa safari yao.
I don't want to be biased, but I think this Argentina jani yake, everybody wezi kuwa wanasema uongo. Wanasema Argentina wamekuwa wanacheza na Africa Cup of Nations, which is tukilidhani pia England itakuja to prove wrong, but England didn't prove us wrong.
Yes.
And I think they failed with their own mistakes.
Yeah.
Na walidhani labda Egypt, not Egypt. Mbona niko Egypt kila.
Toka huko Egypt.
Niko farao sana. Ama hiyo game ya Egypt na Argentina inachanganisha.
Na kusumbua sana.
Unaona? But I think if we come to Spain, Spain is one of the teams that nilisema hapa.
Yes.
Their players, they know themselves because they play in the same league, they play in the same club, so wanajijua vizuri sana, and that's ndio imewaka na kwa advantage kwao. That's why unapata wamefika mahali wamefika hapo. But people almost wrote them off because of their first match between Cape Verde, the way they played. But I think also Cape Verde ilikuja prove pia Argentina, because these two teams wamecheza na Cape Verde, both teams. Yes. And to say the truth, without not being biased, I think Cape Verde played to Argentina jasho.
Yes.
So in Argentina, the best thing about football is that unaweza jiredeem kwa the next match that is walishinda, wakajiredeem kwa the next match which is ilikuwa England, ama Egypt, the same na Spain. We have seen in the history that Spain is not a team that scores many goals. Spain wanafunga 1, 2 na hivyo unapata unachukua World Cup. Unanipata? And now that Madeka ako Argentina, wacha mimi ni announce sasa officially coming from me, I'm backing Spain. juu amesema watu wengine wanayumba juu, so wacha tujitangaze. Sasa next time tukutana tuanze kusema vile mistakes zilifanyika, but I think Spain is one of the teams that mali nimependa Spain is one of the teams that wakifunga they're not going to defend, hata wafunge moja ama mbili wanaenda full force bado. The same with Argentina, and my advice maybe kwa watu Spain wakisikia is that if you score fast, please msianze kushangilia, because we have seen Argentina ni wanaweza funga anytime, any minute, any second. And one thing wanafaa ku notice is that wakishika tu Messi ama wakishika anakujanga saba na ingine ndo nani? Lotar. Wakimshika wamespoil game yao. And then also wasidhani those guys are short. Atasa watafunga na head. Those guys bana wanaruka bana. If you see the way they scored against English that is England.
Yes.
Ni head tu unapata jamaa kwa fupi. So I think those who to say the truth, they know football, but also they are meeting a team that knows football also.
Yes.
So I think there vile tu nimesema acha nitangaze msimamo ndo Madheka aseme sasa niko juu ama Kelong aseme niko juu. Wacha tukae na Spain na tukufe na Spain. Till next time tukutana tena hapa Madheka.
Utajua moto si moto. Remember, of course, Argentina on the World FIFA rankings are number 1. So the top 2 teams in the World FIFA rankings are meeting in the final. Then the next 3 and 4 on the FIFA rankings are meeting the 3rd place playoff. How that is a coincidence, hata sijui imefanyikaje. Then sasa kuna hao wengine huku chini. England, Brazil, Morocco, Portugal. Morocco is number 6 on the World FIFA rankings currently. Now that is an achievement. Sasa, before tuingie kwa hawa ngwana, najua tuongelea mambo ya Golden Boot. Hapa leo, Kimanzi utatusame feedback imemwok. Kuna jamaa hapa anajiita Barak. Nafuatilia kutoka Siaya. Before we read, there's a video that's coming through. I'm a Chelsea fan, but I'm leaning on Spain 2-1 in 90. The defense holds 6 clean sheets versus Argentina who score late. Na mutuonyeshe hiyo live. Yes, itakuwa live kwa Radio 47. Tafadhali. Hapo tutakuonyesha. Usikose kuwatch live ya Radio 47. Danson Tubei from Eldama Ravine, Spain 2, Argentina 1 after extra time. It could easily go either way, as 2 nations have almost perfectly balanced head-to-head record, 6 wins each, 2 draws, 5 before the final. Kecha from Kaptama, Sacharan. Ile protection FIFA iko nayo na Messi imetupea sisi tumefikia Spain. Have you ever seen Messi falling down without a whistle? Hiyo ni maana washindwe kabisa. Hiyo ni maoni yake ndugu yangu hapa, amesemwa madimoni iende kabisa. Tony ni Jeff toka Nandi, Spain will win World Cup 2026. Maoni yenyu pia. Alafu hapa it's Nicole. Amesema Argentina will win. Nasikia kuna message pia kwa WhatsApp za video ingine kali imetumwa about Spain na Argentina. Cheza kama wewe, karibu niseme.
Joshua Onyango kutoka upande wa Kindu Kwalanda, ni Joshua Onyango kutoka upande wa Kindu Bay. Kama kawaida Tony Kwalanda, sport imekuwa moto na sisi tunazidi kusema Sport Extravaganza TV47 ndio imekuwa ikituletea everything, at least tunaweza elewa kila kitu kusema ukweli. TV gani kama sisi TV47 wanakiletea watu analysis yenye mtu anaweza fuata nao World Cup. Okay Tony, sisi kesho final tuna support team ya Spain. Tuko nyuma ya Spain Tony. Tuna support Spain. Sababu ni moja. Spain are playing football like a spoon manzi. Iko good manzi. Spain wako juu manzi. Mid wings, they are playing like a family. Otherwise Argentina pia wako sawa, lakini tutaona tuwezi jua. Lakini mimi kama Joshua Nyango niko nyuma Spain. TV47 tuko ndani. Na manze Tony bana kela bwana, hata mimi ni kidogo ni kunione hata nikanyage carpet ya TV47. TV47 tuko ndani na Radio 47.
Joshua, no wonder kufika Canaan. Ama alifika Canaan. Joshua alifika Canaan. Kelong unajua nataka kuchangia hapo, hiyo message zimecome through kabisa mingi. Kelong, hiyo tukiongelea of course hiyo finali. Messi's tukiangalia Messi's last dance, hii ni World Cup yake ya mwisho. Akikuja next time yenyewe hapo atakuwa age cheat. But of course Messi has been outstanding.
Yeah, of course it's a privilege to watch Messi at the age of 39. He's still the best footballer in the world. That's what is interesting because in the golden boot race, he's number one there with Mbappe.
With Mbappe's
assist king is also he is also one assist away from Olise.
Yes.
So at the age of 39, he's still giving the boys who are at their peak a run for their money.
Yes.
And this will be the crowning moment if he wins the second World Cup.
Yeah.
It will now make him officially the best player of all time. Like now, sababu Cristiano and Ronaldo and Messi, hiyo conversation tulimaliza kitambo. Sasa tunaona between Maradona, Pele and Messi, who's now the best. So akishinda hii, that will end the debate because ya Cristiano na Messi tulimaliza. And we see Argentina when they play for their team, for their nation.
The flag.
When they wear that Argentinian jersey, they become different animals. They chase the ball until the last minute. They always try to find Messi, and Messi never disappoints. He pays them back. He scores. He provides assist. He does basically everything for them. And when this World Cup will be over, these Argentinian players will thank Messi for what he has done to their careers because he has made them believe that they can do anything on that football pitch.
Right. Celine, of course.
I think Kalonga amesema kitu moja, amesema Messi vitu zote, which is true. Na pia amesema kutuambia Messi pia amebebwa na marefari. Amevuta record. Mbona mnasahau kusema vitu kama hivyo? Ukipata mtu akoloji yake, mpatie kila kitu.
Both sides.
Both sides.
Pros and cons.
Yes. Ndio kuweza mtu truthful kama
objective.
Rigiji.
Celine of course ukue objective. Sasa tunaenda third place playoff. France and England. Bronze match. Didier Deschamps alikuwa amesema he has a duty to take the players on the pitch because the players look like they want to stay in the hotel and have their per diems. So basically, however, Mbappe has a chance of course going with the golden boot because Messi kwa finali huko pia itakuwa ngumu. Hiyo game inakaje? Tuchel na masabu zake. Basi aweke basi 9 defenders sasa basi kesho.
I think Kelong is being too emotional. Tunajua you are a Messi fan. You don't have to tell us it will seal. It will... Yes, you don't have to brag. Yes. But I think today, it's today midnight, right?
Yeah, midnight today.
Yeah, I think for me, I'll go with France. But because England walinikasirisha, like, why do you park the bus at 1-0? Like, fungeni hata bao ya pili ndo mwanza kudefend. That is a mistake that I felt Tuchel did. Like, you're not supposed to defend a 1-0. Like, at the end of the day, we have seen Argentina making comebacks. Like, hiyo tu ingekuambia tu, like, we cannot park the bus when the game is 1-0. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's going to be a good game. I feel like Tuchel tomorrow should play Jarrell Kwanzaa so that he can play like his final World Cup because he's been out for the 2 games because of getting the straight red card. I feel like he has like both coaches watakuwa na hard time because these players were log out. They're like, we're not winning this World Cup. Tushatolewa. So like what's the okay, getting the third place can actually move your ranking because at the end of the day it's how you play, but I feel like France have the upper head. I saw a video of Olise crying. Please don't cry. You are a star. You have shown us what you can do in this World Cup. And Mbappe, I think kiburi yake sijui itakumkubali, but at the end of the day, I really want him to score goals because maybe I don't want Messi to carry that golden boot. Yeah, me I will hate on Argentina today, tomorrow, midnight. I will still hate on Argentina. So yeah, I think Mbappe should score more goals. But at the end of the day, at least we have seen for them it was not participation. Both teams were hungry to win the World Cup. It's just that you were not prepared very well and you met a team that was prepared well. And I feel like it's going to be a good game to watch because remember it's 2 teams with stars meeting and at the end of the day we'll see.
Itakuwa noma leo saa 6 mimi nitakuwa mitini. Sawanga golden boot race venye of course Selina amesema kwamba Lionel Messi on 8 goals, Kylian Mbappe on 8 goals, Erling Haaland ako home na 7 goals, Harry Kane 6 goals, Jude Bellingham, England 6 goals. So the people in contention for the golden boots are Sawanga, of course, Lionel Messi 8, Kylian Mbappe 8. Maybe Jude Bellingham akiamua sasa leo usiku afungue kiatu, afunge mabao mapitia supplier. But of course pia Harry Kane anatafuta wako 6 goals. Hii golden boot inaendaje?
Kwanza England washa log out vile Selina amesema. Walikuwa affected na kocha wa Tuchel. Unapata Tuchel alienda ile bao yao 55 minutes alipack basi. Na sisi tunajua the way ya kudefend ni kuattack. Unapata England walianza kudefend dakika 55 na kudefend mtu kama Messi na hiyo kikosi ya Argentina ni ngumu sana, so imewa affect. Na hapo utapata sasa game ya leo wataenda tu joyride na hapo sasa ita favor Mbappe leo lazima ascore na France wataenda kucheza in support ya Mbappe for him to win, kupata bao at least imfave kuchukua hiyo golden boot. Na mimi ningependa sana Mbappe aende nayo jua watu
Takuwa ngori sana. Sibebe kila kitu. Sawanga hapo hivyo. Sports Extravaganza tuko live hapa. Najua nimeona watu wanacheza hapa box to box. Microphone inaendea mbaka inarudi huko. Inafika Celine inarudi huko. Watu hapa ni wabaya hapa. Kwanza Kelong. Ivuruta sana.
Wanataka
leo
wanaogopea.
Madheka ni beki wa reserve. But kuna jamaa hapa anaitwa Spooky ama anaitwa nani? Amesema so about the match, if you're a normal functioning human being, if you analyze all Argentina's matches, there has been controversy with the referees so far. So first of all, stop glazing FIFA's puppy dogs, but oh well, that's your final. Final yetu ni England na France. Umse akona machungu. But hii message inakaa ni kama mtu ako either na inamuuma. Bethel Koech anasema good evening. I'm Bethel from Eldoret. Argentina will win 2-1. Enzo Fernandez will tema hiyo mata Eldoret na ibaki huko. Of course anasema hii ni maoni yake. Mbappe will win golden boot. He will score for England. Mwingine anasema nini? Comments of course keep on sending on WhatsApp, on messages. Hi, this is Dennis Changilwa from Vihiga. My thoughts for tomorrow's final is Argentina have no chance against the talented side of Spain. Spain 3, Argentina 0. Wanjala nikiwa Kerugoya. Na baadaye ametuma pia voice note Mavindi. Anasema kwamba jambo hii kitu acha tu Argentina wachukue. Hii kitu wewe wacha. Na mtume video ya 30 seconds ama 20 seconds ama fondo. Kwa sababu tunapata maelfu. Na sasa tukicheza maelfu na ni uko na 2 minutes. Unafikiria Dennis Madeka ataongea saa ngapi? Mwingine anasema Jack anasema mtuwekee live TV 47 game ya Argentina vs Spain. Stand by. Tutakuwa live kesho finali. Nitakwambia nikimaliza show itakuwa finali gani. Najua hapa nani ameniangalia, Dantos ameniangalia sijui aje. Ton, thank you so much. Messages are coming in thick and fast, ni mingi sana. Si kama Mavindi uko na voice note 2 3. Unaweza cheza tu ya mtu alafu unyonge. And of course we should be able to that. Dantos, tukienda kuangalia just as we speak about timu gani imekusurprise sana hii World Cup?
I think team
Madeka ndo aseme pia as well.
Madeka team imesurprise sana.
Ile imekudisappoint pia.
It's Spain because siku expect wanaweza fika hapo.
Alianza pole ukajua tu kuisha mambo.
Alafu ile team imedisappoint Portugal obvious. Portugal and Brazil. Alafu game ya leo usiku I think between that is England na France. I think vile tu wamesema my players were off. And kwa nini wako off? Because all those teams will believe we are the one taking this World Cup. All those teams will believe we have the best squad. Without thinking maybe kuna wakina Argentina, kuna wakina Spain, you know, kuna wakina Norway, ataka walitoka. And each and every team ikuja World Cup wana coming in a lot of expectation. Wengine wanakujanga tu kuparticipate. And wengine wanakujanga tu maybe to make a name out of World Cup. But I think today's match that is kuamkia leo, kuamkia kesho usiku, between England and France, both teams they are good but pia wako off, and then tutaanza kuona pia coach wako watakuwa 50-50 because they don't want to change their squad, because of change squad he perform, people also start blaming them. Mbona kuanzisha huyu mimi ningekuwa tucho hata minus ingemuingiza ama angecheza because akimuingiza cheze alafu unajua anamuingiza anakutana na the best team, the best people, the best players, the best player worldwide. So akiingia perform, people will start blaming Tuchel mbona akumwanzisha. So I think Tuchel will just stick to those. James Rice wenye kona injury waingize hiyo squad yake kawaida tu. And then when it comes to France, Mbappe pia anafaa kucheza na akijua now tume lose World Cup. Now I have something to chase. That is golden boot. So I think it will also be a very interesting match unless maplayer yenyewe wabweke kunini kucheza, but hiyo game ingekuwa fit sana kama ingekuwa a totally different team. Let's say for example Cape Verde imefika hapo alafu wanapigana number 3, ingekuwa very interesting match. Alafu kuna na kitu kama maybe Portugal, ingekuwa very interesting match. But these two teams, I think we are going to see the boringest game in this World Cup today.
Haya ndio inaitwa boring. Nasikia kwamba Madheka anataka kuongea. Madheka before uongee hujaongea juu ya Pete na Gianni Infantino, but kuna mafans hapo anataka kuongelesha Madheka. Haya, uwanja ni wenu.
So ni aje Tony na timu nzima in the building. My name is Obi the DJ, watching live from Thika. Talking about tomorrow's game, the world is about to witness one of the best moment of football, one of the best match of the football tomorrow. Kiangalia both team, they are very interesting team to watch, both Spain and Argentina. But I'll talk about Argentina most because I'm an Argentinian fan. Right now, kama bado hujazoea Argentina, I don't know what else do you want. It's the right time sahi because umehama team zote, umekuwa wapi, umerotate. Now we are Argentina and Spain. Now it's the high time uanze kuzoea Argentina tu mapema. So talking about Argentina, witness one thing about Argentina. They take their time first to read the game. Wanasoma game kwanza, wanaona game iko aje, and then they come for the winning part, that the second half. They have walifanya hivyo game ya England. You see England wakadominate first half, second half ukaona kitika happen na wasa wana press na wakakuja wakawin the last minute. Ukiangalia Argentina inataka only 10 minutes to win the game. 2 games wameprove that one. Wanataka only 10 minutes to win the game, and to them every minute matters. The other thing ukiangalia the fighting spirit Argentina iko juu sana. Kila mtu ana fight. Ukiangalia for example defense yao kina Lisandro Martinez, ukiangalia kina Cuti Romero, kina Molina, kina Tagliafico. Hao sasa wote ukiangalia wana fight sana. Ukiangalia midfielder yao ya kina Enzo Fernandez, De Paul, wase wana press vibaya sana. Wasa wako na ile winning spirit sana. Ukiangalia nao Messi pia ana lead. As example, Messi akiwa pale kila mtu anaona ni aje, nabeba kila mtu as a team squad. Now of course Argentina ukiangalia side ya Spain side iko na pia a very solid squad, but hatuogopi as team Argentina to the last minute. So Argentina will win that game.
Argentina will win that game. Napenda hiyo TV yako iko hapo nyuma. Ukimaliza kuwatch hiyo game ya Spain na Argentina, hiyo TV naomba nikuje ninunue. Iweke kwa soko hapo nje. Of course, thank you so much. When you send those videos, please also tell us your name, where you're watching from, and of course do like a 30 minutes. But mwenye ameongea saa hii, by the way, tutakuwa tunakuweka kwa show, tufanye analysis, ututumie kakitu. Wewe unaona unajua kupanga mikakati, wewe unajua kupanga watu kama Olkalau. So right now, wacha nikupeleke kidogo Uganda, where my very good friend nitamaliza leo tu buduzi ananimaliza, where Otai is on standby, who works for the national broadcasting. Otai yako huko naambiwa Otai leo alikuwa ameenda kufanya shughuli weekend, alikuwa ameenda kutembelea mtu Tanzania. But Otai, of course, what do you think about the final? What do you think about the third place playoff and so far this FIFA World Cup?
It's Peter Otai here, and I hope you in Nairobi are doing very well. Now, in regards to the finals of the FIFA World Cup, I have to say that this year's edition of the World Cup has been a very extraordinary. And I know there's been a lot of talk in regards to how everything is a little bit scripted, but I don't think if that is the fact. It's all about utilizing your chances and making sure that you reach to the final. And of course, that's what the Spanish and of course the Argentines have done to make sure that they reach the finals of the World Cup. Now, there's been a little bit of bantering going on in the media, especially in regards to 2 aspects. The first aspect will be the aspect of Lamal and Lionel Messi. We all know that Lamal has actually been a student of Messi for a very long time. He has been under the understudy of Lionel Messi in regards to, of course, both of them passing through, that is the Barcelona academy and everything. And of course, Lamal normally looks upon Lionel Messi in his career football. We all know that. It's one of the reasons that's why there is that number 19 aspect, the shirt number 19 that Lamal is putting on. But if you draw back to 19 years ago, I think it's 19 years ago, whereby the family of Lamal actually did win a raffle with UNICEF, and it was his mother that actually was with the young Lamal in the presence of Lionel Messi when Messi was bathing the young Lamal. Who knew that this day would actually come to be a talking pointer today and tomorrow? Because I'm very sure in the final tomorrow, everyone will be talking about that photo when Lionel Messi 19 years ago was bathing the young Yamal in the presence of the mother, and now the two will be playing a final of the World Cup together, surprisingly. 19 years ago, that was the time. If you look at, again, another interesting fact is that Lamal puts on shirt number 19, and also surprisingly again, the final shall be played on the 19th. So that's how interesting that is. 19 years ago, Lamal was being washed by Lionel Messi. Lamal puts on shirt number 19 for both country and club, and the final will be played on the 19th of in July. So if you're a little bit superstitious, then you can actually go with all that. But that's a little bit of an off. I just wanted to bring it out. But also, we cannot remove the fact that two very good coaches are going to go head to head, and that is none other than Luis de la Fuente up against Lionel Scolani. These two will be going head to head and shoulder for shoulder. You know very well that Argentina are the reigning champions of the world, and of course the man himself, Lionel, managed to win the final after getting the best of France in the last edition, remember it well, in Qatar. Then of course when you look at Luis, the man himself, Luis de la Fuente, he managed to win the Euros with Spain recently in 2024. So you realize that it's the European champions up against the reigning world champions in a battle that pits together master up against student. Because in 2017, if I remember very well, the coach of Argentina was a student of the coach of Spain. That is Luis de la Fuente. The coach was actually the one in charge and making sure that he was giving the instructions when Lionel Scolani was getting his FIFA Pro license. So it was the coach of Spain who was actually his instructor. Now, they normally say in order for you to be the best, then you have to actually outlive your master. That is for those who have actually gone through Kung Fu classes and you've watched very many Kung Fu movies, because growing up as a child, I grew up watching a lot of Kung Fu videos and movies. And you remember during those days, let's say the Jackie Chans, when they were training, time reached where he had to verse his master. He had to actually fight against his master just in order to be successful. So when you beat your master, that's when you get the respect, and then you go. It means class is done because you've beaten the master. So today's scenario is going to be master up against student in the final tomorrow, and many would like to see where it goes. So if you ask me who's going to win it, I cannot lie to you really, but I anticipate a very good game of football. The tactics that the Spaniards brought into the game, against the French, very awesome. They actually outplayed the outplayed the French and taught them some very good football. On the other side, the Argentine, they had fallen behind with only 5 minutes to go. Then there was that equalizer, then that winning goal, and another goal. That win over England was a very extraordinary. And so you have to say, we are going to have a very good game, a game of tactics, a game of techniques. So it's tactical, technical. That is how it's going to be in regards to the final. So I cannot tell you who's going to win, but just know the best team will definitely win. Well, that's what I can give you. Remember, the final will be live on Azam TV. We will be there together with other Kenyans in Kimani. Coach Kimani alongside Chico Lawi, and of course Bernardo Tieno will be live on Azam Sports 4 for that one. So enjoy until then. Bye-bye.
We muganga na makungufu na Shaolin Temple na Bruce Lee. DJ Afro. Remember this was Extravaganza. Thank you very much, Tai. Amesema kwamba anapigia hapo David. No, hii story utaniona zangu za macho. Now najua akitime inatupatia kiso. Yaani show imekuwa tamu hivyo. By the way, Boniki Manzi utatusamea tu, yaani show ni tamu sana, ni venye sasa umetuwekea a lot of talking points nzuri sana, but hatuwezi zimaliza. Tunataka kupatia watu an opportunity to talk to us on social media. You can call us live 0795045864. You can also send us voice note, about 30 seconds, video note 30 seconds. Start with your name, where you're watching this show from, and tell us something about Spain versus Argentina or France versus England in the third place playoff. Mbio hapa, najua kuna Ali Hussein pia, najua Nick Mavindi standby na wewe asai ndio watu waongee. Hello people, nice show. Now I watched Spain plus na vile niliona Spain saa hii sio wazee wa kupuuza. One, they played draft. Secondly, they score a goal. They don't fall back to defend the goal. Instead, they keep pushing and attacking. So trust me, akina Argentina, akina Kelong, watakuwa na kibarua. England wakicheza na Argentina, when they scored in one goal, wanaume wote walirudi nyuma kudefend their one goal. The very reason hawangeweza hata kuhold pressure, they lost because Argentina. Hiyo ni maoni yake. I think inaitwa Jeff somebody. Asante sana. Keep on sending of course your video note, WhatsApp notes, zote ziko hapo hivyo. Sasa one last sasa tuanze na Madheka. Tukikuja hivi alafu kuje kwangu nikimaliza show na Ali Hussein. Madheka, kwako kazi. Najua uko na kitu moja tu ambayo ungetaka kusema, yani show isiishe bila wewe kusema.
Kwangu mimi katika mshindi wa 3 na wa 4 ni Ufaransa na Muingereza. Ukiangalia mimi kwa upande wangu naweza mpa Muingereza sababu ya kitu kimoja kinaitwa combination yao, utaona si wazee, si wazee, ni vijana ambao wameinukia kisasa kama vile Uspanyola. Na ukiangalia kwa upande mwingine utapata Ufaransa hata kilichochangia zaidi kutandikwa na Mspanyola ni kitu naambia watu, sababu tangu 2018 wachukue World Cup kule Russia na Qatar. Mpaka sasa nafikiri ni miaka 10. Na kikosi ni kile ndio unaona kina Cherki wa Manchester City hawapai nafasi kucheza. Na ukiangalia miaka 10 watu wakicheza pamoja, hujahesabu nyuma walikuwa na miaka ngapi katika 2018 kabla haijafika. Kwa hivyo mimi kikwangu naona kuna mahali miaka ikifika mifupa inakataa. Na ndio ilikataa ile siku ya Uspanyola au Ufaransa. Kwa hivyo msiniambie Mspanyola ni mkali sababu alipatana. Mspanyola alijua yeye amejipanga, ana vijana, wana mbio kila kitu, tactics wako sawa nini. Kwa hivyo alikuwa amejipanga akijua huu Mfaransa tangu 2018 maplayer ni wale na sisi tumeingiza hata Spanish wamechukua nini Euro Cup kama sijakosea. So ilikuwa ni ngumu sana Spanish wakubali kufungwa na Mfaransa. Si kama wale wengine wamekubali huko nyuma mechi za nyuma huko wamekubali Mfaransa wanyanyase, hawafunge. Ndio maana mimi naona Uingereza ina nafasi nzuri sana ya kuipiku nini Ufaransa na kuifunga hata kama ni goli moja 90 minutes. Lakini sasa nao Uingereza coach asahau masaibu yalio ama asahau chochote anasikia kwa mashabiki, kwa mafans, players wa kitambo, wale ma legends wa kitambo kama kina Jimmy Carragher. Asahau hizo vitu sababu akija na hizo akili bila shaka itabidi wale wazee wa Ufaransa, sababu naitwa wazee miaka imeenda, itabidi wamtandike sababu ukiangalia defense yao si nzuri. Unachezesha James huku fullback na unaona mwenyewe ako na injury. Ukiangalia pale mbele hata Maino amchezeshi na ni mchezaji mzuri. Ukiangalia
yani unasema hiyo itakuwaje France na England?
Naona Muingereza kishinda tu kwa ufinyu sana, yani kwa ufinyu.
2-1 England.
2-1 ama
4-1 ama
2-1 ama
ya Hurricane.
England ina ushindi wa 2-1 ama 1-0 90 minutes.
Celine, kitu moja ungetaka juu hapa naona nafukuzwa hata nimwambie niko na 3 minutes bwana. Guy.
Mimi yangu tu nasema Spain mshinde because Argentina ikishinda watu pigie kelele tutawapiga.
Ilikuwa vita tena.
Sawa.
Kumalizia tu kwa haraka tunawish the Spain the best. Alafu hapo kwa England France tunawish Mbappe. Sasa hiyo ni France ishinde hivyo. Alafu kumalizia Morocco wali do the best, wali prove kwamba Africa coming next 2030 tutakuwa the best.
Kabisa. True. Kelong.
Kumalizia game ya England na France hata ingestahili kuchezwa. Watu wangekuwa wameenda nyumbani. They prepare for their
Premier League,
their
club duties.
But tomorrow to be the battle of the midfields. Spain are going to have. They'll try to have the ball, but Argentina not let them because the Argentina midfield peer he got too aggressive. Yes. So Messi to win the World Cup, Messi to seal the title as the best player in the whole entire universe.
Uko na less than dakika moja mzee. Nafukuzwa hapa na Nick Mavidini kama anataka kwenda huko kwa Cheptulu.
Kenye nasema is that I think the whole World Cup it's been good and also been bad because we have seen Donald Trump taking over the office of FIFA, which is very embarrassing. I think next World Cup that is going to happen Morocco na Spain being co-host. I think it will be very interesting
Portugal, match. Spain na Morocco.
And you see kuna mtu Portugal ni Portugal.
Danto Sibola, Kelong, Sawanga, Selin Waidela, Dennis Madheka. Asanteni sana. Of course, these are the best minds, interesting minds. You can be a pundit, you can be a commentary, but of course, how do you mix it up with fun, joy, and enjoyment? How do you mix it with breaks, with cheerleader? Unaona hapa pia leo nimeona Dennis Madheka yeye ni cheerleader. Ndivyo tu yani magoti venye amesema magoti yake ni kama ya Shaolin Temple. Ama Bruce Lee. Of course, they're very good in terms of entertainment. And thank you so much for sending in your feedback. Mavindi unasema nini? Rama anasema, Rama from Mombasa anasema, are you going to air live? Yes, we will air it live. The final of Spain versus Argentina will be live on Radio 47. Hello, Levis Brian, asante sana na anasema anapenda show. Robert Solomon kutoka Kiria East Sub-County, Mosweto location. Huko ni wapi? Kesho sisi kama Messi tunashinda. Asante sana kutoka huko Mosweti. Video ziko hapa mingi. Mavindi uko na Ali Hussein ama alafu kuna jamaa anaitwa Arnold from Narok anasema enjoying the show, wishing Spain finals. Anasema je Mavindi tukio ya nani? Alright, nasikia kwamba zinakuja. Mmefanya mpaka system ya Mavindi imeenda Cheptulu ikapitia Kapsabet ikakuja hapo Nakuru. Huyu jamaa anasema Argentina 3 Spain 2 shindwe. Huyu ametuma video I think Dennis Chalingwa ametuma ndio hiyo. Asante sana. Kuna hiyo ni ya Hussein tunakia ama ni nani huyo? Alafu England any day huyu ni karaoke. Nasikia kwamba kuna one video note ya kutoka mashabiki alafu tuende UK.
Hi guys, this is Dennis from Pipeline. Regarding the tomorrow's game, I believe that Argentina don't have any chance of beating Spain. Spain, as you can see, it contains of the young and hungry players. Especially when you look at the midfield, we have the likes of Rodri. Rodri can play very well with Pedri. Rodri can also play very well with the Fabian Ruiz from PSG. So I don't think the Argentina have got the quality to meet the standard of that midfield, because you see the midfield of Argentina consists of McAllister and maybe Enzo Fernandez, but Enzo Fernandez we have been seeing is not really concentrating on the deep midfield, but is really trying to score goals. So that hunger, I don't believe that also the tactics of Argentina of wanting the opponents to score fast so that they come from behind, it can work from them here. Once the Spanish team scores fast, I don't believe the Argentines will have that chance of coming back, because you see the Spanish team have only conceded one goal, and that was against Belgium in the quarter final.
Yes, napenda hiyo kateni yako iko hapo nyuma. Tukimaliza finali utuletee. Ni watu yangu sana. Thank you so much for really watching. Mmetuma mpaka mashine yetu imechemuka. Ikidownload hivi mazee vitu zikaenda mpaka tumetuma karibu thousands, karibu I understand we have like 61,000 voice notes tumetuma na video notes. Asanteni sana. Wamesema wataweka kwa show ya World Cup extra kesho. So we Danko na Alan kesho mtajipanga venye mtaweka hizo mavitu hewani. But thank you so much for watching Sports Extravaganza. We appreciate of course for being part. Watu mmepiga masimu, mmetuma kila kitu. Asante sana. Dantos, Kelong, Sawanga, Selin, Madheka. Asante sana. Producer Boniface Kimanzi, director Sanik Mavindi. Sound ndugu yangu Carlos, graphics niliona Edu. Ababu and Edu. Then digital niliona kina Jura. Nani mwingine ako digital? Kina Majanga and the team. Na plus June alikuwa kwa hiyo mix. MCR ni rafiki yetu Masi ama ni nani leo? But MCR asante sana. And of course, on behalf of nasikia MCR ilikuwa Martha. On behalf of Cape Media, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate. Up next, kwamba wale wanataka kusikiza news, the very latest from across the 47 counties and beyond our borders in Kiswahili is coming up next kuanzia saa 1. But from us here, we appreciate you. Enjoy the third place playoff. Kesho tunakupatia uhondo kamili, of course kuanzia saa 10 kuhusiana na World Cup Extra. Kina Momanyi and crew hapa ndani wamefanya kazi nzuri sana. Thank you so much. God bless. Take care and bye for now. Ngoja naambiwa ngoja. Ali Hussein pole. Now I know Ali Hussein. Sorry, Ali Hussein, I forgot ulikuwa London. Ako London. So Ali Hussein, as you Allen Manchester. Ali Hussein is one of our international football pundits, and he will be of course finishing up the show for us. Ali Hussein, give us of course your prediction, Spain and Argentina.
Ali Hussein here reporting live from Manchester for TV47, and it's all about the World Cup final. Now, what a tournament it has been. It has been thoroughly enjoyable. There's been so many talking points, so many amazing goals, amazing games, so many memorable moments that we will honestly talk about for such a long time. And it has culminated in a World Cup final between Spain and Argentina. Now, let's talk through the teams now. Spain's control in their games has been mind-blowing. The way they have tactically outclassed France in the semi-final was absolutely jaw-dropping in my opinion. You know, the spatial awareness, the quickness in their passing, their incisiveness, the way they completely nullified this lethal France attack was absolutely excellent. Now, they suffocate teams with the ball. They defend with the ball and they frustrate the opposition. They are the best in the world at doing that, you know. Their defensive record has been absolutely remarkable as well, which just underlines the amount of control they have in all of their games. You know, their run to the final has been nothing short of flawless, you know, apart from maybe one draw at the start of the tournament. Since then, they have been on a absolute roll. You know, they just conceded just one goal against Belgium, having scored 13 as well. Now, Lamine Yamal hasn't exactly been firing the way we expected him to, which is understandable. I understand that he's probably, you know, that does have a bit of an injury, but that doesn't matter because other players are chipping in, the likes of Nicola Yazabal. And now, as for Argentina, now they've probably taken the long route, you know, after a fairly straightforward group stage campaign. They have gone life and death with the likes of Egypt and England and Switzerland. But one thing is clear is that they have a never say die attitude. They never know when they are beaten. You know, even if they are losing in the 85th minute, they will somehow pull it out of the bag and win and go through. And that shows courage. That shows, you know, strength in their mindset, which has been unwavering. You know, I said in previous reports how unbreakable this team seems to be. You know, they bend, but they never seem to break. And yeah, you never know when their luck is going to run out. And, you know, they do also have one of the greatest players of all time, Lionel Messi. He's a top goal scorer, the top assister, which at 39 years old is absolutely unbelievable. Now, this match for me is all about technical elegance of Spain or the mental toughness of Argentina. Now, Argentina will not let themselves get controlled by Spain. You know, they seem to be too passionate for that. Now, who I think though will win, however, is tough. But to be honest, Spain have shown more qualities, and they've probably shown me more reasons as to why I think that they will win, which is just through their dominance alone. Now, I don't want to discount this Argentina team. You know, like I said, They never know when they are beaten, but this could be a step too far, so I'm going to go with Spain. And thank you very much, and asante sana.